Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here with Bitcoin maximalist Giacomo Zucco. Am I pronouncing that right?
Giacomo Zucco.
Ah.
Zucco sounds a little bit like the scam coiner of the Zcash, but it's okay. I mean, everybody says Zucco, so it's okay.
Some people were calling you guacamole. I don't know why.
That's
Giacomo does not
racist.
sound like guacamole, I don't think.
Yeah, racist people, racist Americans.
Yeah, it's funny. Americans like basically made up of mostly Europeans, so you know, they shouldn't be too hard on other cultures. How's it going?
Exactly. So not super well. I feel a little bit sick today, so I apologize in advance for to the viewer if my performance is subpar. I mean, look at Richard; he's super. You're beautiful,
Thank you.
suntanned, like you are perfect. And
Uh,
also, we already see that our internet connection is a little bit asymmetrical. There is people accusing Richard of tampering with the connection to prevail in the debate, but the reality is that maximalists become maximalists are poor, and we cannot afford the same level of connection that you can. I mean, look at your chandelier, golden
it's not
chandelier
bad.
there.
Green
I
candles
don't
now.
have. Yeah, it's okay, but it's golden and down. I don't have anything like that.
So,
So anyway, you
you know,
just a quick correction,
mhm.
and then I you introduced me as a maximalist, but
Yes.
for this debate, I will try to be free of labels for a while. I already
Okay.
had some kind of tension with the term maximalism in the last Baltic on Better conference, and I will try to basically be free of labels if I can,
All right.
a
Well,
little bit.
I saw you, I thought you self labeled as a toximalist, like a toxic maximalist, even.
I did. It was like a crisis between toxics and maximalists, but it was before. I mean, Balticoni Badger in Riga changed my perspective in many things because
Okay.
I've seen the kind of culture that I contributed creating, and I'm not so sure that that's helpful for debate. I mean,
Nice.
I watched just recently. I watched the your debate with debate with Peter McCormack, and basically what I see is that maybe we are becoming unable to keep our mind open and to acquire new information, reevaluate our assumptions, and that may be not good overall. So yeah, let's just introduce me like I'm a former Bitcoin maximalist, and I'm born again to open mindedness
Nice.
and niceness,
I gotta say
and
that's great. I think that's really awesome. I don't think if you believe in Bitcoin and you want to see Bitcoin do well in the world, I don't think being an asshole about it is effective. If it was effective, we'd have more users. You know, I think that you have to be friendly and political and nice and speak the language other people speak. Um, it, it's it's just better. Like it's better for Bitcoin if people are a little bit nicer about it. Is my opinion.
I noticed that most altcoiners are indeed. I mean, we like to blame them, but most of them are actually nicer to people, especially to new buyers. And I mean, even just the attitude toward technical feasibility. The Bitcoiner will always tell you, you cannot do that. That doesn't make sense economically. That's not how money works. Or it's not secure, it's not private, it's not anonymous. You are doxing yourself. While users, they don't want to hear this. They want to understand where the value is for them. How can they become rich? Basically, that's what
I
they
agree
want.
with everything you've said. Everything is design trade off. So if users want to sacrifice security for throughput and they know that's what they're doing, I think that's fair. If users want to sacrifice privacy for convenience and they know what they're doing, I think that's fair. I don't think that everyone, you know, there's a reason we have dump trucks and normal trucks and sports cars, and we have different forms of vehicle to achieve different goals. And it's not fair for a two door car maximalist to tell SUVs they shouldn't exist. Like everything fits a purpose, some more
Yeah.
than others.
So may I ask you a couple of questions
Sure.
because you asked questions to the to I didn't see all your videos. I've seen a
Hmm.
couple yesterday mostly.
All right.
So you asked some guests why do they like Bitcoin, but why do you like Bitcoin? What do you really like and still like about that?
I,
How,
I only
what
like
is
that the
good about
price goes
Bitcoin?
up. I only like that the price goes up. Everything else isn't that good. So if you want to actually spend it, nightmare. No one accepts it. If you want to actually buy it, nightmare. High fees, AML, KYC out the ass. You want to send it to somebody, nightmare. Doxes your balance, doxes every transaction you've ever done. You got to route it through Monero or something else to spend it properly without giving away all your info. So that's a lot of things that I don't like. And then the one thing that I do like is that the price goes up. So it's like, I wish it was anonymous. I wish more people accepted it. I wish it had higher throughput. I wish you could do other ticker symbols on it to do a little bit of DeFi. I wish it had a stable coin attached to it. I wish you could do general purpose computing on it. I wish we had useful proof of work. I wish, all those things, but, they're just incompatible, right? Like you can't have a convertible dump truck SUV combo mix, right? You can't shove all those features onto Bitcoin without incurring extra attack surface and confusing brand awareness, and you just can't do it. So if you want like all that extra stuff, you kind of need other things, right? So I invented.
So that's what you have done. So what you have done is to solve all these problems. So you have created
not
something
all, just some, like just one or two. Like the thing that I built doesn't have anonymity at all. It doesn't do useful proof of work. There's some advantages to it, but it doesn't do all the things I'd like.
So you mostly fix if I'm corrected, if I understood you correctly, you think you fixed mostly true proof because you're using a far superior platform, which is Ethereum, which has like super fast blocks.
Well,
and you fixed and what else did you fix? Decentralization of mining, because Ethereum is
well, we should say what we're talking about. The viewers might know. So I invented a coin called HEX, and HEX is an ERC20 token on Ethereum. And you would think that that's like simple, right? Anyone can make an ERC20.
Yeah.
But it turns out that if you want to make a stupid ERC20 that's just a ticker symbol, it's 5 minutes. But if you want to do computation and use the actual like limit of the ability to compute on the network, it's nearly impossible. Like we got delayed about a year and a half just because it was so hard. So, when you think about it, all a blockchain does is give you an interface where you can reduce your number on your user interface and it increases someone else's number. And we call it a transfer. And then we just burn a lot of electricity to make sure that you can't cheat and do that twice when you should have been able to do it once. And that's it. That's all it is. And everything else is a bunch of abstraction that has to be done to make sure that it can perform those goals. I guess there's some other features on there like check lock time verify, which almost no one uses, multi-sig, which almost no one uses, on the retail side. But the core feature is I can reduce my number and make your number go up. That's it, right? So blockchains in general are actually just really slow, really expensive, shitty databases. And they're actually built on other databases. So the Bitcoin blockchain used to be built on Berkeley DB. Now it's built on LevelDB.
Now LevelDB.
No, it used to be built on Berkeley DB. Then they switched it to LevelDB.
With Mike Hearn introducing the bug that almost split the network. Yeah.
And then what I hear is that LevelDB is actually a retarded choice as well because it's optimized for writes, and blockchains barely ever write, and they read all the time. And so if you get into the Bitcoin core code, apparently there's just a shitload of hacks to try and route around how much LevelDB wasn't even the right choice for the database format.
So now, which fundamental database is HEX using? Since it's a ERC20
I actually don't know.
On Ethereum,
I don't know what I don't know what Parity or Geth uses internally for their database management. I'm not sure.
But you assume that it may be more innovative and faster because in general the community you see that as more vibrant, as more advanced, open to technology, right? That's my perception of your.
So I think that Ethereum is more secure, which is an outrageous statement to most people that hear it because they don't actually understand blockchain security. So how most people understand blockchain security is they think that hash rate equals security, right? Because they're sold this idea that 51% attacks are the threat, but they're wrong.
Yeah.
The real threat is bugs.
If the same person is actually keeping all the hash rate, that doesn't help anyhow.
Exactly.
So it's not the amount of hash rate.
Yep.
You say the real threat is bugs, and while Ethereum had some bugs, for example, the parity multi-sig
wasn't an Ethereum bug. wasn't an Ethereum bug.
Okay,
So,
bugs of the smart contracts highly facilitated by the way the
no,
structure is done. But
no,
anyway, let me
hold on.
now. But you think that now we're starting disagreeing? I don't want that. So let me
Okay.
get
And
back
we've agreed
agreeing
on
with you.
everything so far. Like, it
Yeah,
seems like
on
total agreement so far.
absolutely
Yeah,
everything, and we agree on this as well because I think Ethereum is indeed more secure because even if I think that Solidity is a security nightmare
it
and
is.
that this rich statefulness in general is a very stupid meme, but in Ethereum, if everything goes wrong, and it also involves the main stakeholder of Ether and of the platform like Vitalik and the other guys, they will roll back the chain as they already did in order to fix it.
I,
So it's
I
secure
would
because
agree.
I mean,
I would
let's
agree.
assume that.
I would agree with that a year or two ago. But now we've got tests, real world tests, that show that it's not the case. So the most
Mhm.
inside guy in the world, the guy who wrote Solidity, is Gavin Wood. And Gavin Wood runs and founded and is CEO of Parity, I think. And I think he also is in charge of Polkadot. And he
Yeah,
lost
they're also
hundreds of
the
millions of
guys that.
dollars.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. They're
So if they
also
were
the
going to roll
guys
back
that
the
wrote
chain,
the
they roll it
contract.
back for him. But they're not. So the most inside guy in the world possible, the guy who wrote Solidity, he's fucked for hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're not rolling back the chain for him. That's the best real world proof that the chain ain't gonna get rolled back. You know what I mean?
So, but Solidity was written by the same guy. Is actually, I mean, you trust Solidity because of the
I don't
amount of
trust
review
Solidity at
that he
all.
had.
I don't trust Solidity at all. I mean, Solidity is a nightmare garbage language that's very shitty, and we have worked very, very hard to make sure that we've routed around the shittiness, right? So, it's integer math, and so you have to maintain precision. So you have to inflate all of your numbers to be very large numbers to do division and still have precision, right? There's a million pitfalls using Solidity. Now, to be fair,
It's not deterministic. Yeah, it's not really deterministic. It's based on JavaScript with the,
right,
which is
it's
itself
bad.
very, very.
It's super bad,
Yeah.
but Ethereum's more than just Solidity, right? You can use, so what Ethereum really is the virtual machine, and the virtual machine can run more than Solidity. So you can choose other languages that compile into EVM code that you can run on Ethereum, and they're even upgrading the virtual machine as well. So like Ethereum is more than Solidity, and then what we were talking about earlier, like how Parity killed themselves. The Parity multisig hack was just because he didn't write the word private when he declared, who could run the creator function to create and destroy the contract. And so someone else came along, acted as though they were owner because it was a public function anyone could call, and told the contract to kill itself. So the Ethereum network itself had nothing at all to do with some other developer using it, not writing the word private where he should have, right? So ERC20s are responsible for 5 of the top 11 cryptocurrencies by market cap. EOS launched as an ERC20 and then got on their mainnet. BNB launched as an ERC20 and then got on their mainnet. USDT Tether used to run primarily on Bitcoin. Now it runs primarily as an ERC20 on Ethereum. It used to run on Bitcoin on the Omni network. TRX launched on Bitcoin and then did their mainnet, and then Ethereum runs itself, right?
So when you talk about bugs, you feel safe about fundamental infrastructure of
Yes.
Ethereum, but not just about smart
Well,
contracts. But
well,
your smart
they've
contracts
got better
are
mining
are, are
ecosystem.
fine.
Well, we've got ours audited 3 times, 2 security audits and 1
Three times.
mathematics audit. Yeah. So the
They are
ERC,
all public, right? They are all.
yes,
We can review all of them,
yeah. The
not
code is
just
public.
one.
The code is public, and 2 of the audits are public. 1 economics and 1 security. But I'm still under NDA on the chain security audit, which is the best one.
Okay.
So
The best one is still under
right.
an NDA.
But
Okay.
the weird thing
You,
is
sorry,
when
were you? You also spoke when we were discussing with Stefan. You say that your developers are that basically the Bitcoin developers are a very sad small bunch, and you have a lot of very badass developers. Who are your developers? Are they
I didn't say
known
that about the Bitcoin
around?
developers. I said that there were few. I think the Bitcoin developers are extremely smart. Like they're very, very good at what they do. They're just not very many of them. So I have great respect for the Bitcoin developers. I defend them more than anyone. Like I think that they should be spoken of very highly. These guys don't make a lot of money, and they create really amazing stuff for everyone else to use for free. While everyone else is getting rich. The exchanges are getting rich. Mining hardware companies are getting rich. Ponzi schemers are getting rich. Everyone's getting rich, but the most important people, the developers who do the work for free. Like I have great respect for open source developers in general, and particularly Bitcoin developers. There's just not very many of them. It takes 9 months to get up to speed with the code base to even make your first
Yeah, it's a
useful
hell,
commit,
right?
and it's spaghetti
Yeah.
code. So when we talk about like why I think Ethereum's more secure, it's never had an inflation bug. Bitcoin's had two, and it sounds like
Well, it's a well, Ethereum is an inflation bug. I mean, the supply is not predictable. They can change it, so it doesn't have. It's like I live in Switzerland now, and they say that Switzerland doesn't has an army because Switzerland is an army. So it's the same with inflation bug and
well,
Ethereum. You cannot have an
but
inflation bug in a currency which is designed to inflate without any kind of cap based on the decision of a centralized committee. Oh fuck! I'm
there's a
going
very
back to
important difference
yeah.
between the inflation bug, which you're describing, which is it benefits everyone equally the same. You're just changing the rate at which it inflates, more or less, right? I mean, maybe the miners are slightly advantaged, but they're trying to kill them off entirely. So how advantaged is that? They're trying to destroy them. They've already given the miners a pay cut, and they're trying to get rid of miners entirely, with proof of stake, and they're crippling them on the way there with changing proof of work to get rid of ASICs. Like, this is a lot of anti-miner behavior. So I would say that type of change of which you're speaking, which is a community decided, and you would say, it's too centralized, but I don't think it is. But even if it was, it benefits all the participants roughly the same. Whereas the inflation bugs we're talking about in Bitcoin only advantage the hacker, right? And it's not fair to compare
Yeah.
those two things.
So yeah, I'm trying to keep not maximalist here, so I'm making an effort. A past me would have said that maybe some insider in the foundation deciding for a monetary issuance schedule change may profit from this change if they know that in advance, because they are just a bunch of insider speaking by phone. But that is the
I
old
think,
me.
I mean,
The new me actually agrees with you. Actually, you are like what you're creating basically something very centralized, like you have or somebody for you has the control of an address that actually gets a copy of every reward.
Yep.
So basically you
Almost.
can get
Bonuses.
basically
Right.
that will
See,
control minimum 45% of the total supply indefinitely.
30,
Is that correct?
35 is the models that I show. So at low,
35
yeah, 35 to 39 is the models that I did. So
to 39.
in the models that
So
I did, my
that's good,
models might
right?
be
Because
wrong.
you were saying you need a centralized guy that can be held accountable, because it's bad to have Satoshi disappear because you don't have anybody accountable, while you are the whale
In the
that
middle.
every so
So
okay.
so there's
So
a
you're not
nuance here.
anti-whale.
No, I'm anti old whale. I'm pro new whale.
You're for the
So
new whale.
exactly. So we're not
And
socialists.
your whale punishment function in the code will punish only the old whales, or
Yes.
will also punish your 39% supply control.
I'll go over all of this. Like total
Sure.
transparency. I don't mind talking about all this stuff. So
Okay.
the difference, you have to understand the difference between economic centralization and network centralization. Network centralization breaks censorship resistance. So that's bad, right? Economic centralization can be very good. It depends on the behavior of the hegemon. Hegemon's like a fancy word for like person that has the most of a thing. So if you look at the price performance of lumens, they had 80% of their supply in a foundation, and they went from nowhere to top 10 cryptocurrency and made everyone a lot of money and handed out a lot of free coins along the way, and yet is totally centralized from a network perspective and totally centralized from a, everything's in the foundation perspective. And it worked fine, right? Other things like XRP, if you look at their price performance, they went up like 433x in 2017 with, I think, 60% of their supply in the hands of a foundation. And I dare you to
So
make.
whales are good if the whales are smart and they behave good. So you
Right.
will be, or somebody appointed by you will be the new whale, and it will be good because you are. I mean, so
I can't
let me
give
ask you another
expectations.
question.
I can't give expectations because of the high test and the security laws. I can just point to you to other coins that have done very, very, very high ROI in very
Yeah,
short
as an
time
example.
frames with
So
high.
let's say you convince me. So okay, you're right. We need a responsible Satoshi stepping up like you do in order to to be the good whale, controlling the half of the supply, let's say 39. So why limit yourself to 39? Why can't you just, I mean, if that's good, why can't not you go to 90% and just play the
Sure.
central bank and
Yep.
control everything? It would be, so I could
If
create
you
a
care
better version of
about
HEX.
if you care about ROI going up, so here's the way, like, so the design intention of HEX is maximum ROI appreciation. That's its design. That's its primary thing. It got a bunch of other things auxiliary just because they helped that, right? So it's the world's first blockchain CD. Well, that's cool, right? And it pays miners less. Okay, that's cool. And it has all these other really amazing things in it. But really, to me, those only matter as much as they help the price appreciation, right? And so how do we get the
So
price to go up?
you're designing it in order to go up in
Yes.
price fast,
Yeah.
guaranteed. So
No,
the
there's
design,
no
I mean,
guarantee. Like, no,
no
it
guarantee,
could go
right?
to zero.
Yeah.
I don't know, right? Like, human beings decide on this. So I
Because
can,
I think I've seen on the website something like it's designed to go
yeah.
up. It's math, and so you were very sure when you built the website about the. Well, let's say
Well,
you don't guarantee it, but it's
no, like,
designed to
I
go
tell you
to
what's
give some kind of
possible.
performances.
I
Yeah,
tell you what's possible. I tell you the design attention. I tell you the features
yeah.
which should, lean on human emotion to cause that to happen. And then it may never work, right? Like Bitcoin's up over 750,000 X right now, from a penny to $7,500. In 2017, it was up 2 million X. It's designed to do more than that. And Bitcoin has two pumpamentals. It had a double click in EXE to get freemium coins, like a coupon, right? So it had freemium onboarding, like a free to download casual game. Bitcoin used to have that. And it had a pumpamental on the economic side, which is not in the white paper, that the inflation rate would drop in half every 4 years. So Bitcoin has two pumpamentals, freemium and reducing inflation rate. But the actual inflation was very, very high. No one realizes this. We're at around 4% inflation now, after the inflation has dropped in half twice over 10 years. Well, 4 times 2 times 2, well, that's 16% inflation earlier on, right?
Oh,
So
okay. Sorry if I
go ahead.
interrupt you just a
No, go
second. Go
ahead.
back to the design. So
Sure.
you design HEX in order to go up and give, hopefully, if everything works as expected, to give some kind of returns. Like you said something like possibly 100,000 X
The quote
returns
on the site
in
is
2.5
10,000x in
years.
2.5 years. And we're just
Okay.
looking at
So
what,
why don't? So
that's
what
just
is
what
the
Ethereum
trade-off
did.
stopping you? Why not designing it in order to do twice that, for example, like
Well, I mean,
200,000 in half the time? Because it's just design, right? You can design something to go
sure.
up. So
Yeah,
let's design it to go
you could
higher.
quote any number you want there. Bitcoin's designed to do millions of percent, and it did it. And not percent X, right? So like 2 million X is really 2 billion percent. Bitcoin really did that, and it's designed to do more because it wants to replace all currency. But just no one
So
quotes the
you could
number.
design it to
Sure,
go
I could
even
put any
higher.
number
I
there.
think this
Sure,
is
I could
the
put any number
so
there.
this is the probably the good moment to give you. I told you that I was not going to shield anything, but actually, I mean, I
Go
am
ahead.
shielding something because I have a new idea. There's already a website. Basically, it's this. It's zucksbucks.win, and it's basically so far is still not exactly what I want. It's still an embryo, but it's designed to do a little better than Hex
Sure.
because it's based on a very, very reviewed and appreciated smart contracts. It's called Ponzico, www.ponzico.win. It's by Josh Cincinnati, is one of the best smart contract there.
Cool.
And so basically, I already created something better than Hex. And I think that the most important things out of this conversation should be that the viewers and the readers of the comments, they have to learn that they can also do better. They
Yep.
can go beyond that. Indeed, I don't want to be greedy. And on this website, zacksparks.win, I created a tutorial in order to go even beyond. You can create something which is designed to do twice hex and, centralized origin address. Let's just have two. Like half of your team is secret. Left has
I think all
have
of my team's
all of the
secret,
team secret.
actually. Like,
All. Oh fuck! Then you beated me to that
yeah.
already. But
I mean,
okay, would you like to try? I mean, if Zaxbox.win proves to increase better than Hex, will you change your short and your
so
necklace to?
I think it's very
I
like,
also have some nexus. Okay, just to be on the same ground here. Sorry. Okay, now I feel
I like it.
more respected by you. Yeah,
I don't know
nice,
what they
right?
are, but I like it. Yeah, look,
It's not really
cryptocurrencies
the
go up.
symbol, but
Cryptocurrencies go up retarded amounts of percent. It's insane. A comedy coin made as a joke called Dogecoin. Literally, the founder describes it as being described as a joke. It's worth $250 million. That's the real world that we live in right now, today. And as a matter of fact, I published a chart earlier today that shows that its price performance is nearly identical to Bitcoin's. From the downside perspective, Bitcoin dropped 91% or 84%, and Doge dropped 91. And then now this last drop from 14K to 7K or 6,500, Bitcoin dropped 55%, and Doge dropped like 57% or something. So it's like,
so
so the difference between Bitcoin and
so
Doge is about the same stable store value. So I think anyone can start their own currency, and if you can get adoption, like have fun, go get rich, right? Like a lot of other people did, right? Like,
that's
yeah,
great. Oh,
attack.
when you say you, yeah, I have to clarify. When you say you, it's not really me designing the website. I don't know who is because it's a it's a security law matters. It could be like an old priest in the third
Good,
world
you
designing the
could,
website.
yep.
If you check in the who is not really my website. The Z in Z box in Zach's box, the Z is for zero knowledge
Right,
because there is actual zero knowledge of where the funds are going. Nobody
right.
knows. You may suspect something, but you don't know
We
that.
could do
So
chain
it's zero
analysis and
knowledge.
figure it out. I'm sure. I mean, there's no amount of. It's very hard to get anonymity out of these things. So
No, but this is the trick. It's on Ethereum. It's an ERC20 token, and Ethereum already have ready, as you said, ZK Snark contracts. They are not in production yet, but they are ready to go. So it's not like Bitcoin where
well, some of them
everything
are
is
like
freezable forever.
Zephyr is published and works. It just uses
Exactly.
too much gas. Like,
So I just trust Vitalik, and he will make the. I mean, not me. The old priests in the third world just trust Vitalik to make this stuff anonymous enough to get away with it. I'm
so
sure he will not have any
apparently,
problem with that.
apparently there's a finished an EIP that was rolled in this last fork that happened yesterday. Apparently, you can atomic cross swap to Zcash like directly. It's like an EIP that was executed, which I haven't even read about it. Like a guy that I know that promotes Monero on stage, he told me about it because I asked him, I'm like, dude, what's going on with Ethereum? Like, how do you get anonymous
So
on
you
this
see
stuff?
that there are a lot of opportunities for this priest in order not to get caught. I'm very optimistic for him.
We don't have to
I'm
like
just a promoter.
we can talk about these things like in a non-parody matter if you wish. So a lot of Bitcoiners believe that the government should mind their own business and that they should be able to manage their finances as they wish and perform commerce with whoever they wish and not have to ask the government for permission. And so sometimes if you want to build things in this world, the government can screw you up and you have to play by the rules or you'll end up in court, right? So I would love, imagine this. ICOs make
Yeah.
billions of dollars making you promises and then just giving you nothing. Do you know how easy it would be for me to give you promises? It would be very
You
easy.
never gave promises.
Right,
Yeah,
but it would be
right.
very easy to do. And do you know how much more money the contract would get if I did? 4 times, 10 times, some large number of more money, right? But I am doing the legal thing and protecting the system from regulatory risk by
Richard,
doing
I'm
these
sure
weird
you're doing that.
conversations.
I'm sure you're doing that for ethical reasons as well. I mean, the reason you're not promising anything to anybody is not just the law. I think that inside of you, you have a very strong ethical threshold that you will
Well, I
never
don't think anyone knows what
trespass,
the
right?
price performance of any cryptocurrency will be. And so, yeah, they could all go to zero. Like, yep. And they all drop 85% every 3 years anyway. So even if you get the best one that's been around for the longest, you're gonna have an 85% drawdown at least.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
it's
So
like,
since we agree on anything, can I use your platform to illustrate to the viewers the characteristic of my website? Can you put the website
I don't
on
have
screen so we can go
I
through?
can't, I don't have that ability. I've never set it up
Ah,
because I'd have to clear everything
right.
else and make sure I didn't leak data and all that, and I've never got around to it.
So
Otherwise, I would go
let
to your
if you
site. You
can.
can do it on your site if you want.
Yeah, I can do it here.
All right.
So if you can, yeah, exactly. So it's still a little bit provisional. It's the first probably zero-sum copycat meta scam, improving the hex scam to make it even more scammy. Uh,
Hold
so
on, hold on.
it may,
I gotta drag your screen over to get it to show. Or
yeah,
you could
thank
drag
you.
it left a little bit. If you drag it left a little bit, I think it'll show.
Oh, because it's yeah.
Just drag it a little
Let
left.
try to do.
Because I don't want to move my thing because then it'll put you somewhere else. If you just drag your window, your browser window to the left a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit, just over
I
those
had to go
icons
back
there.
to the. I had to go back to the stop sharing though because
Oh, all right.
yeah.
Well, you can turn it back on in a second.
Wait. This is embarrassing. All this preparation. Okay.
Take your time. I like I like that we're getting some content here. Oh, you're wearing one of those
Yeah.
Vitalik shirts too. That's funny. He's wearing the rainbow unicorn shirt thing.
Yeah, yeah, I am. Oh, well, let me get back into the.
All right. Did you just disappear? You just disappeared. Hello? I'm going to try and hit him on Telegram here. Oh, all right. He's back.
Okay, okay.
You back?
Yeah, but it's
All right.
okay. That was too much. I was punished by technology because I was too aggressive in
Yeah.
monetizing my
So
activity.
I should say for people that are interested in making copies of HEX, it is not open sourced. So
It's
Ethereum's
not?
open source. No, it's not. So Ethereum's open source, and when that
Yeah.
network gets upgraded, HEX benefits from it. However, the HEX contract itself is not open source. So if you Google the word no license with no space, then you can read about what that means. And what it means is if you copy it, you get sued. If you basically it
Right.
means that you can't copy it. Now, you can do
So
illegal things, right?
whoever creates that website, zaxbox.win, should actually put a disclaimer like you shouldn't copy the hex code because you may get sued, right?
Well, I mean, in theory, I would imagine it would be hard to enforce. So I think if you tried to rip Hex off, the problem you would get is you wouldn't be able to list on any good exchanges because they don't want to get sued because there's real money to be attacked there. So, and the
Oh,
history of forks is not very good. Like Ethereum Classic versus Ethereum, or Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin, they trade at like 2%, 3% usually. So it's not
exactly,
really.
maximalist exchanges. Yeah, they are
Well,
so
they just want to not go out
close-minded
of business.
toward innovation.
Well, I mean, in
Yeah,
Ethereum,
yeah.
there's more that are willing to play the game because they're distributed, right? Like, so there's a lot more dexes. So you could be shady on a dex, maybe, but like if you want to use a centralized exchange that has real bank accounts and real faces attached to it, then they're not gonna list a stolen code thing. So I like.
Okay,
Mhm.
you're reacting way better than I expected. I mean, you're a master in this stuff, really. I mean, I did my best, but you're a master, Richard. So
I don't disagree with
now I
anything
will.
you've said. I agree with every
Yeah, of
single
course,
thing
but
you've said. So like if we find
yeah, yeah,
disagreement, we
no,
can argue and like shit, but like we have to
no.
actually
So
disagree
it's
on something.
we agree so much on everything. That's I mean the reason I'm not I didn't create this, but I am actually promoting this and shilling this everywhere.
Hmm.
Zaxbox.win is that I agree with you so much that I'm taking your path and I'm just bringing it to the next step. So I'm totally with
Cool.
you about everything.
All right.
And actually, I agree with you so much that I think that for the viewers will be an added value to see the remaining
So, did,
2.5 hours of streaming with only you talking about yourself, just like with Peter McCormack, because that was so great. Like half an hour with somebody, that somebody comes to you a scammer. I will never call you a scammer, right? I think what you're doing is completely honest and you know that deep inside.
thank you.
But now you will have 1 hour and a half or 2 hours and a half to actually complete your illustration of the
Well,
project. I
shouldn't
love you,
we?
Richard.
I can't, like everyone that watches my show, they already know everything there is to know about Hex. So like, I would love it if we could talk about, or maybe I could learn some stuff from you because I think you know more about Bitcoin than I do. we could talk about stuff that they haven't already heard, right? Like what? So I always say things about Bitcoin that may not be true, right? Like I say, look, the roadmap's not that aggressive, and if there is something good coming up, it's unlikely to get forked in, because we had to fight overly hard to get SegWit, which was just a throughput increase and a transaction malleability fix. So maybe we could talk about what things Bitcoin might have on the roadmap that are good, and then talk about the likelihood that they could actually happen, right? Or you're qualified to talk about that stuff, right? Hello? God damn it. Why doesn't anyone have a good internet connection? The fuck? I guess I'll hit him on Telegram. Maybe he comes back. What's going on? Why am I getting performance arted anytime I talk to a Bitcoin dude? I don't get it. Well, you know what? I can't look up these things while I'm on stream. So my position on Bitcoin, I think that people are trying to build cool things. I think that they may complete them. I think they will get adopted other places, like Monero used bulletproofs, right? Litecoin used SegWit before Bitcoin did, but Bitcoin built it. I hope that they keep building stuff. I hope that coins keep adopting it. I hope everything keeps getting better. I don't know that we'll be getting any actually real badass kind of updates in Bitcoin, because the miners, so you'll see coins being delisted that are anonymous, right? So in South Korea, Zcash just got like delisted everywhere. Why? Not everywhere, but at least at the big guys that I heard of. Why? Because it's anonymous. And why don't the exchanges want to carry it? Because then their banks are like, oh, so you're like supporting terrorism because of anonymity. Okay. And they turn their bank account off, and then they go out of business. So what do they want to do? Do they want to go out of business, or do they want to just turn off Zcash, which doesn't do any volume anyway, right? Turn it off. So I think for the same reasons you see exchanges turning off anonymous coins will be the same reason that they don't support forks that introduce anonymity. So I don't think that you're going to see anonymity in Bitcoin, because I don't think the miners will support it, and I don't think the exchanges will support it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we do get it. I mean, that's better for the users, but I just don't think it'll happen. What other things has Bitcoin got in the roadmap? Schnorr signatures. Maybe it makes ring signatures better. Maybe it makes mixing work better. Maybe we could get that. That would be cool. There's other stuff like Taproot and something starts with the G, and I don't really know anything about them. I don't know what Taproot does. I guess I'd have to Google it. I'm kind of less focused on understanding what Bitcoin's got on the roadmap, because there's so much more stuff on the Ethereum side. And the Ethereum side benefits HEX, so I'm just kind of more focused on it. So I would like to look into this atomic cross swap between Zcash, which I don't like, but hey, if it works, so be it. I'd like to look at this atomic cross swap in the Zcash. I'd like to look at the optimistic rollups, which get 100 to 1,000 times on TPS. There's also a ZK rollup as well that I think is less throughput, but maybe less complex cryptographic constructions. What else? Yeah, I love what's going on with Ethereum, guys. Just had another fork, just introduced a shitload of features. Bitcoin, the last one that was good was SegWit. I mean, I like their fork. Their most recent updates to the core code had a lot of fixes in them and made like 1,000 things a little bit better. But they're not features, right? They're just like maintenance upgrades. So I like features, right? Like, yeah, look, this new awesome thing that could change everything. Okay, like I like that. Let's get more of that. What else? What else don't we talk about in like every stream? I guess we could talk about the value of whales. So if you care about a price going up, what matters is that no one's selling and that everyone's buying. That's what causes price to go up. Can you program people to buy? Not really. You can do marketing, you can have good slogans, you could have good tutorials, you could have good community, you could have good virality. There's a lot of things you could do to try and make it happen. But in the end, someone's got to press the green buy button, right? Now, can you like stop people from selling programmatically? Yes, you can, right? Like you can do things that reduce supply. So you burn coins, right? You can lock coins up, and then as long as you can't sell locked coins, you have reduced supply. That means people can't press the red sell button. But as long as people are pressing the green buy button, the price goes up, right? In an efficient market, assuming the demand is, increasing or going up. So who do you trust more to not panic dump their coins and hurt the price and cause, a pause in the appreciation? A person that doesn't have to sell because they've got so many coins and they're so rich that why bother? Or a bunch of noobs. The noobs sell. They sell on FUD. They have low time preference. They sell because they want to buy a car, right? They sell for stupid reasons. Maybe they're not stupid reasons. Maybe they're great reasons, but it just doesn't help to have people selling into a pump. It stops the pump, basically, right? So it doesn't matter who locks coins as long as they get locked, right? It doesn't matter who holds coins as long as they get held. That's the only thing that causes the price to go up. People pressing the buy button and not as many people pressing the sell button, more or less, right? And I could get really specific into this. We could talk about the size of their orders. We could talk about where their orders are happening, right? We could talk about what's going on derivatives, but in a very simplistic overview, you want more buying and less selling if you want the price of something to go up. So, right now, HEX has a design and it has a design intention, and its design intention is not to benefit people that want to sell on day 6. It's not. That is not what it is built for. So if people get shaken out and they sell their bags on day 6, do you want those guys to get paid more or less than non-believers? You want them to get paid more or less? I don't mind them getting paid less, right? Like I like to see the believers do better than the non-believers. So if people get shaken out, fine, right? Because I don't understand what type of speculator, after being warned by me that people would over FOMO day 1, and after seeing the EOS charts that I built that had a very similar launch and people over FOMO day 1, they just over FOMO day 1 anyway. And even though the supply was doubled that day to try and account for that, it needed to be even more, right? Because people just can't delay their gratification. They have to jump all in, right? And so we had 2 years of pent-up demand with people knowing about HEX, going to be launching. And then they unleashed all that demand on one day. And now the demand is like what it really is, right? Like increasing. Awareness is increasing. Demand is increasing. More people are claiming coins, right? But compared to day 1, when they unleashed 2 years of demand at once, the numbers are obviously different, right? You can't like, so the game theory is not designed to benefit day 6 dumpers. And I don't understand why anyone bought heavy day 1 to dump day 6 when like there's no even efficient market yet, right? Like the markets that are out there that carry HEX have like maximum like $15,000 a day volume, which is comedic. It means like, and I haven't looked at the books in a little bit, but a few days ago when I did, you could empty the order book on the buy side for like 2 Bitcoin, or you can empty the order book on the sell side for 2 Bitcoin, which literally means the price is whatever anybody with any money wants to set it at. Like any mini whale could set the price at whatever they want because there's just no other liquidity there to fight them, right? So they could just buy the order book and set the price high, or sell it and set the price low, and there's no one else there that could stop them because the volume's so small, right? Now look, other guys could come in and then you could start getting an actual efficient market. But this speculating about what the price of HEX is because it's on an exchange that it's a brand new exchange, it doesn't have any volume, doesn't have any users, it's just silly. Like I don't understand why people do it. The game is for day 353, the big payday, when all the unclaimed coins times the adoption multipliers gets handed out to the stakers, getting it earlier at better share price with longer stakes to get, up to 3x the shares. That's, in my opinion, the game, right? Because, if you look at the way Bitcoin worked, imagine they were giving out like 90% of the supply of Bitcoin in the first year. And then whoever did a certain thing was going to get that giant chunk of Bitcoin then. Well, God, wouldn't it have served you well to get a big giant chunk then, right? Well, that's the game in HEX. Like the inflation after day 353 is extremely low because it's designed for price appreciation. And if you have low inflation and that inflation is delayed because it's only paid at the end of a stake, well, that helps you get maximum price appreciation, right? As long as the demand is static or increasing. It even helps the dips be less if the demand was going down, right? Like less supply is just better. So if people are optimizing for like day 6, I have absolutely no idea why. Like, I don't get it. So I don't mind those people getting wrecked. Like, you were warned. I don't understand why you would be selling on day 6 to, like, I don't get it. Whatever. I'm not your financial advisor. Like, everyone do your own thing, do your own research. Yeah. So in my mind, we just launched. Everyone loves the launch. Tons of great feedback. Compared to other product launches in crypto, everyone's been very, very impressed with the way HEX is launched. Everyone loves the UI. There are still some bugs, right? Like every once in a while it'll show double values and you have to hit refresh. And the reason for that is because, long story, because the blocks are very fast in Ethereum, you get 10-second blocks. Sometimes you get orphans and then you have like a little mini fork and then it resolves and the next block basically has all the same transactions. But for a moment in time, you've got 2 blocks that are showing all the transactions, right? And so there's a lot of art to making it work the way you want. So in my mind, now is when we can start scaling. So we already know HEX is a desirable product. Over 136,000 Bitcoin addresses have claimed. I want to give you guys better stats on that. I'm going to give you the most up-to-date stats because I haven't looked at them in about 10 hours. So there's this really cool Telegram channel called t.me/hexstat. And this nice gentleman named Giacomo, he publishes stats on HEX that I don't think you can get anywhere else right now. So for instance, right now, 80% of HEX is staked and 21,713 Bitcoin addresses have free claimed. 140,543 Bitcoin has claimed. Now, some days ago, it was only 130,000. So in a few days, another extra 10,000 Bitcoin has free claimed their HEX. That's an extremely important number. These are people that believe in the project and want to participate, and we know that they're rich and we know that they're whales, or that at least there's enough of them to add up to some rich giant whale, because 140,000 Bitcoins at $7,500 a coin, I don't know, is that like, let's do the math. I'm gonna use a calculator. Every time I try and do math on stream, it's clunky. 7,500 times 140,543. I mean, that's $1.05 billion of Bitcoin that has been free claimed. That's pretty good, man. I mean, we've only been around for 6 days now. That is pretty good. What else do we got here? There's 41,071 stakes. So we'll just call it 41,000 stakes that have been made. And there's 40,631 active, which to me shows that the vast majority of stakers are longer, because look how many are still active. Only 440 stakes have ever ended. The median stake length is 400 days. I'm just calling that from memory. I should check it from this real time here. Weighted average stake length. The weighted average stake length is 1,381 days. Pretty cool. So I guess he doesn't leave the median one on there anymore. So the one that I see is weighted average stake length. Oh no, he does. Average stake length is 1,021. Median is 400 days. and average weighted is 1381. So I guess that means like if more coins are staked at a certain place, then it weights that date range heavier. Pretty awesome. This keeps evolving. He keeps making extra stats here. The best ROI so far on a stake has been 0.03793% in 4 days, which is important because that's what sets the share price, right? So what else? Yeah, this is awesome. So this just pumps out stats all the time. There's a bunch of other cool stats websites like, well, it's not really a stats website. It's a visual audio tool that just lets you know when things are happening on the network. hexviz.xyz. That's HEXVIZ.xyz. It will let you see when people claim, when they stake, how much for, and it makes sounds every time it happens, which is pretty cool. And then somebody else published a chart of expiring stakes over time, which is the first one I've seen. His website, I have to look it up. Let me look real quick. His website was... Yeah, I'm not sure what his site was. You can look it up in Hex News. If you go to Hex News, t.me/Hex News. And we're on Ether Delta. I got to send the link to everybody. We're on CoinMarketCap now. That just came out today. So we're on Fork Delta, Ether Delta, BuyDesk, Tags, some other exchange I can't remember the name of, which I also have to link to. There's so many new things happening at Hex, like all the time. It's exciting. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. What else? I guess today maybe the most important thing is the CoinMarketCap listing, I guess. What else? Yeah, I'm happy. From my perspective, now is the time to scale. We know people like the product. We know the product works well. Let's see it spread. And at like that CoinMarketCap listing, the community made that happen. You can tip them. Good job. All these things that are happening, the community is making them happen. The system is designed well. The referral program exists. People are designing a lot of awesome stuff and putting referral links next to it. And I don't see why that wouldn't continue. That seems like a really well-designed system. So the community is really coming through. So now it's just a question of getting the word out, right? Hey, look, it's Peter McCormick. Surprise! What's up, Peter McCormick? Come on in. How's it going, buddy?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
How's the scam?
It's doing all right. Just was talking about it.
Were
We
you?
were just talking about it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who were you talking about with?
Giacomo Zucco.
Giacomo. Yeah, he's a smart guy.
I can't say his name right. I've never had to
Giacomo.
pronounce Giacomo before.
Yeah, it's Giacomo.
What's going on, man?
I'm just going to set up my mic. Give me 1 second.
All right. This is a
I think I used
surprise.
a few-
I didn't know that Peter would be showing up.
Well, I did offer you it, and you didn't reply, and then you kicked me out of your HEX group.
I didn't kick you out. Somebody else did.
Someone
I was
else
going
did.
to
I
leave you
did- I did.
simmer. You said
Well,
that
I
I
did
should
leave
get
you simmer.
fucked in my bum in prison.
Well, did I say you should, or did I say you hope you would?
I don't remember. I was so traumatized that my memory doesn't even work anymore.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I swore too much and didn't. I didn't just call you a scammer. I should have spent more time calling you a scammer and less time. Hold on, let me get this mindset. Calling you the C-bomb, which was a distraction. Anyway, we're here now. How are you?
I don't know. I feel good, I guess. I'm pretty happy. Like, we got
Yeah.
on CoinMarketCap today.
Well, that's a site that regularly peddles scams.
Yeah, true. That is true.
So,
Like
so
a lot
you're
of crap on there.
yeah, you're in good company there, in the scam zone of scam, coin scam. Hold on. Coin market scam. Should we call it that? Hold on.
You should try and
Let me just
register.
get my
mate.
mic up. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
I hear you.
Right, that's working.
You sound
I'm just trying to
exactly
get.
the same. You
No,
may
'cause
have
it's not
hooked your
select-
mic up, but you didn't change anything.
Hold on. No, I'm just doing the settings. Give me 1 second. Right, hold on. Test mic. You just have to do.
Why would you ever unconnect it?
Because sometimes I travel, so I'm off to Argentina tomorrow. I'm off to Argentina tomorrow.
You can go meet my auditors. Some of my auditors are in Argentina.
Yeah.
Coin Fabric, yeah. The founder of that company is the same guy that founded RSK. He's like, building Ethereum on Bitcoin or whatever.
Building Ethereum on Bitcoin.
Swear to God, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Like I'm not a believer, but hey, they're doing it or trying to.
All right, that should be that. So that's that. Turn that up. Hello.
That's working right.
Hey, you sound bassier.
Right.
You got more bass now.
Go to here, and then speaker should be my AirPods. There we go. Hello.
Yeah, you're
That's
great.
That's it. We're on. We're on, man.
You sound fabulous.
Thank you for not inviting me. Thank you for not inviting me back and let me just hijack.
I have to turn your mic
in.
down a little bit because you're clipping. Can you give me a mic check? Can you just talk a little bit?
Hello. I can turn it down my end.
No, it's all right. It's just easier on mine.
All right.
Talk a little bit more.
Oh.
I want to get you in yellows.
Hello.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we're good.
All right. So tell me, like, rather than me just call you a scammer. Well, no, actually, of course, I'm going to call you a scammer. But how did it go with Giacomo? I didn't catch it. I didn't actually.
It was weird. So he's really smart. Like he knows more about Bitcoin than I do, and he just he didn't want to do any disagree stuff. So we just talked about everything that we agreed on, or he was misleading. I don't know, but I think we just agreed on everything pretty much, which was not expected.
Well, you agreed it's a scam.
No, he made his own copy of the site and like is promoting it. It's called
Zucks.
I don't know what it's called. Zuckbucks.win, I think. Or Zucks. Zucksbucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think he's trying to use like proof by absurdity to like disprove HEX or something. But I don't think it will work because I don't think it's absurd.
Well, I mean, look, HEX is absurd as well.
We could try this again. Can you tell me what you don't like about it?
Well, firstly, I don't. I mean, there's so many things. I mean, firstly,
just pick
we can go back to the first question.
It.
The first question.
Sure.
Okay, so where's the 4 million ETH?
It's going to go to someone who's never ever going to benefit you in any way ever.
Yeah, so that's your legal thing.
You're going to receive nothing for it.
Yeah, you're going to receive it all.
Why would that be bad?
Well, you're avoiding the question. So one of the things I noticed, I went back and looked at a couple of your previous interviews, and I noticed something you do. You answer questions with questions rather than answering the questions, and you divert tactics. It's quite smart. I think that's why people have you down as a good debater, actually, because it's that kind of. It's a bit like a politician, right? When you ask a politician, they answer.
So why don't you be an example and don't do that, and then just answer the question instead of dodging it? So I asked you a simple question. I asked you why would that be bad, and then you started flapping your lips a lot. So I'm going to be less nice this time because we tried nice last time, right? So this time I'm going to punish you for being a prick. So we did nice last time, and you came on here uninvited. Yes, you came on here uninvited, but I'm allowing you to speak anyway because I'm a nice person, right? So let's be useful, right? You think people are going to be harmed by my project, right? Mm-hmm. And you think they're going to be harmed financially because they're going to buy it and then the price is going to go down, right?
Well, yes, because it's a scam.
Okay. In crypto, is there anything that you can buy that the price doesn't go down?
I see what you're doing. Okay.
See, I ask you a simple question and you dodge it like a bitch.
No.
Like a coward.
Well, no. I just want to know first. Are you interviewing me or am I interviewing you? Which one?
I'm going to interview you because we tried it your way last time and it didn't work out. Okay. So we'll try it the other way this time. Right. Stop being a little faggot and answer the fucking question I'm asking you, Peter. Okay. You're an adult. You're full of tattoos, right? You're a big muscular guy. Stop being a little fucking bitch and answer the question I'm fucking asking you. It's real simple. Okay. Is there a cryptocurrency you can buy that doesn't go down in price?
No, there is not a cryptocurrency you can buy that doesn't go down in price.
Excellent. Well then, the best you can do is try and pick one that goes up more than it goes down, right? Because volatility exists.
Okay.
You bought Bitcoin, right? You bought it at 700.
I did buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yes. Bitcoin, which isn't a scam.
Right. And you got wrecked and lost all your money, right?
Nope.
Okay, well, how much money did you lose? Because I saw an article that you wrote and got very popular for about riding the wave up and then fucking losing it all, which added up to 1.5 million, I believe.
No, it was 1.2, but I didn't lose
1.2.
everything.
Okay, like 80%.
Well, I would say, yeah, 80% from the top. Look, I don't want to give the exact numbers because I don't want
You
to
don't
declare
have
my kind of wealth.
No,
But
I don't think
the
that
way I
anyone
see
needs
it
it.
is, and also you've got to remember that 500,000 of that actually was money that was cashed out that went into mining.
Right, which
equipment.
never works.
That was,
Like mining always
yeah,
loses. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I learned that on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you'd listened to me, you would have known because I would have told you that. So you should have listened harder because I bought 600 Bitcoin worth of fucking mining back in like 2013 or some shit, and I lost money doing that. So I fucking know how bad and shitty and stupid an idea it is. Because even if the numbers work out, by the time your hardware ever gets delivered, which it never gets delivered on time, the fucking difficulty is so high that you can barely break even. The majority of
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Well, I want everyone else to learn why they shouldn't buy mining hardware too, since we're on the subject. The half of your mining hardware's profit comes in the first week you receive it, and all of the rest of the weeks that you could ever actually operate it at a profit, all of those weeks add up to the first week. So if you get your mining hardware 1 week late, you're forever fucked. You're just never ever going to do okay. And they always send that shit to you late because why not? They can test it for longer and keep that profit for themselves, right? So there are a lot of
Yeah,
scams
look,
in
I
crypto.
can agree with you on mining. We don't even need to get into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost money on mining. That's where half the money went. I'm not completely wrecked. I also, out of this, got a quite successful business. So, look, in grand scheme of things, I'm okay with it.
Well, I mean, so let's talk about the success of your business, okay? Peter's got a podcast, and he makes about 300 or 400 grand a year. 2 podcasts.
2 podcasts.
And he makes about 300 or 400 grand a year, and he publishes the numbers, which I think is pretty transparent and pretty cool, right? So who are your advertisers?
My sponsors are right now Kraken, BlockFi, Dropbit, which is a wallet, and who's the other one right now? Wire.
Okay. So you think it's good for people to pay like 8% fees by credit card to get their crypto? 10% fees? That's what Wire does, right?
It's up to them. It's free market.
Oh, hold on a second. So you promote people getting bad deals as long as you make money on it, right?
No.
No, it turns out, Peter, that you're a fucking scammer, okay? And let me explain what a scamming piece of shit you are because you might not be aware of it, all right?
Why are you so triggered
you-
today?
I'm just paying you back, dog. You wanted
No, you're
this.
not.
You called in uninvited. I didn't give you the link. Giacomo gave you
You've
the
gone
link, right?
You're going all red in the face.
Yeah, it's because it's actually hot in here. Like I've been red in the face for like about a fucking hour now. And
Do you know what? I
naturally
think
red
I'm
in
the
face
first
anyway.
person. Am I the first person ever to trigger you like this to get you to lose your shit?
No, I do this occasionally. So I did this first with Rhett. So I was really nice to Roger, and then my community was hard on me. So then I was like, all right, I'll make it up by being hard on Rhett. And then I annihilated
Oh,
him,
well,
right?
you were calling out scammers.
Yeah, back then.
Before you
yeah.
became.
Don't worry, I'm going to call it a
Scammer
scammer
to
right here, dude, because you're a scumbag. You're a scumbag scamming piece of shit. You don't realize it, and I'm going to help you understand that, okay? So what you
Yeah,
promote
alright.
on your website, first of all, you got destroyed in cryptocurrency, but you started a podcast to help other people get destroyed, right?
No, I didn't.
Second,
I didn't get
you
destroyed.
give financial advice and tell people what to buy and
No, I
what
don't.
not to buy because you think you know better than they do, but you're a fucking loser
No, I don't.
that lost more than he ever made. You could have sat
No,
with your
no, that's
thumb
not
up your
true.
ass and made
Hold-
more money than working real hard to fucking lose it because you're bad. You're bad.
Why don't you
I
go-
retired at
Richard.
24. You're still broke as fuck.
No, okay. Do you want to go through each one of those
I
points
want
one
to
at a
go
time?
through your advertisers ripping
No,
people
no.
off and how you're part of it. So let me
No.
tell you about trading.
You said.
Do you want to
Well,
know
let me
who
tell you
has
about
the biggest,
interviewing.
shittiest
Oh no,
wicks?
hold on,
Go ahead.
hold on. You said you're going to interview me. Well, I'm an interviewer, and
Sure.
when you say things, you give them a chance to reply. So
All
go
right.
back through each one of those points and
Yeah.
let them be answered. Otherwise, you're just talking
Agree.
shit.
I agree
Stop
with
being
you.
so triggered. Come on, have
You're
breathe,
100%
breathe,
right. You're 100% right.
Breathe. Calm down.
So how do you feel about people paying 8% to get their crypto through credit card, through the people that you advertise for?
I feel that if they're aware of what they're paying, then that's fine because it's there. It's in front of them.
Okay. How do you feel about them losing their confidentiality and being doxxed and having to give all this personal info over, and now their crypto is tied to their identity? Why don't you promote
want about
something honest
KYC?
and real? Yeah, why don't you promote something honest and real like person-to-person transfers, where they could try and maintain a little fucking anonymity? Why are you trying to dox them,
Why
Peter?
wouldn't I? Why would I? Hold on. You can't blame me for other people's decisions. If they
What?
have a choice, If they have a choice, if KYC is a choice, that's a choice.
Okay, so you all right. So let's talk about Kraken, right? Now, I hope HEX lists at Kraken, okay? And I think the founder, nice guy, you know, and they participate in this like rating system to try and guess what might be security or not. A lot of good things going on over there, okay? But their exchange's liquidity is fucking garbage, and they have the shittiest scam wicks I've ever seen, where people get fucking liquidated when they shouldn't have, right? They just had a big bug not that long ago where they introduced a new feature and a bunch of people got fucking liquidated that shouldn't have been because their exchange wasn't designed properly. And the liquidity there is so weak that even having them in an index to try and figure out what the Bitcoin price is very dangerous because the fucking price wicks an extra 5% in each direction that it shouldn't because their order books are so fucking thin. There are better exchanges with more liquidity that you could be promoting, but you're not promoting them. Why is that?
Because they're my sponsor.
Ah, so you're a bitch,
So
and you have got to convince people to
No,
use
no.
substandard shit so that you can pay your fucking rent, right? Yeah,
No, I don't.
Right.
I'm not broke. Okay. So, for example, if I have a TV channel and a car company wants to come and promote its car
Yeah.
with a TV advert, I don't go out and analyze all the car companies and say, well, this is the best car. That's the one that should be my sponsor.
That's because you're a scumbag. You know the difference between a good car and a bad car, or could. And now you've had this conversation. You can pull your fucking Kraken listing, and you can put a fucking listing. You can either just remove them because you're tired of the scam wicks, right? Or you could get on the fucking phone and start calling up other exchanges that might have better liquidity, right?
I've had every single exchange approach me and want to sponsor my podcast.
So you pick the one with the scam wicks
I
because you
pick
don't
the
know
one
any
with the
better
best
because you don't know shit about trading and you never even looked at a fucking chart.
I picked the one with the best security.
Ugh, fucking lol. Tell me about Kraken security, please.
Well, you can go and listen to it on my show. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and debate the ins and outs of my
No,
sponsors.
you're a scamming piece of shit that costs people money and you don't realize it.
I don't.
You're a fucker that got wrecked in crypto and you're helping other people get wrecked listening to your sad broke ass. You think
What
that
does
you're
wrecked
fucking
mean?
good. Wrecked
How am I
means that
broke?
if you would have just held Bitcoin and not touched it, you would have made more. But you started trying to time the fucking market and optimize your returns and ended up with 80% less than what you fucking could have.
Okay, let's explain exactly what happened. You can shout and swear so your little immature followers all get excited, or we can just go with the truth. Okay, so the truth is, I invested $32,000. I rode that up to $1.2 million, of which I then put $500,000 failed into mining. You know, I did, and then I lost a significant amount on the way down. But I am at least 5x from my original investment up. Okay, so that's point one.
So that's the equivalent of selling at 3,500. You bought in
hold
at
on.
700, you went up 5x. You effectively sold at 3,500.
I mean, if you want to use that, fine. Okay, but I am not wrecked. And secondly, I'm not broke. Okay.
Yeah,
If
you
I'm
make 300 or
broke-
400 grand, and if you keep acting the way you are, you're going to lose this poor number of sponsors you have. You're three
Actually,
or
it's a
four
bit more than
sponsors
that.
away from bankruptcy, and the way that you
See,
act, they
this-
will fucking pull you. And I've seen people try and cancel culture you already, as I'm sure you've noticed. You've noticed people want you to get canceled, right? You've
Yeah,
noticed
I love
people
it.
want your
Let's bring it
sponsors
on.
to get pulled. I'm not a
Yeah, of
prick
course.
like that. I won't do that shit. I won't call Kraken up and say that shit. Like, I think that's unfucking fair, right? And
But what
I
you will do, you did this with Stephen, is you just, when somebody starts talking, you just then start talking over them with a new point or make it louder. And actually, that's the definition of a scammer. Like, your behavior here is the definition of a scammer because you're making stuff up and just saying it over the top of me really loud with swear words. Okay? Now, listen, I'm not wrecked. I live in a nice house. Both my kids go to a good school. We go on a holiday every year, at least twice. Okay? I've got 2 cars outside. My business is going to turn over $500,000 this year. I'm not broke. So just to stand there and call me broke is not factually true. I also don't need to create a scam coin and go and rip people off to make money, like you're doing.
Right.
So if you're going to say things, at least use
Yeah.
facts. Come on.
Okay.
Don't be unreasonable.
So you had the okay. So you promote a company that charges people 8% to onboard, which, by the way, I don't mind sending people there. I have people install MetaMask, and if you click in MetaMask, you click deposit. They're one of the options, and I've never used them. But if you want to fucking load up with Ethereum through that method, and it seems like it makes sense to you, you go right ahead, right? But I know what I'm doing, and I know that you could be getting a better deal, and I know that you could be getting more anonymity, right? Because I tell people the truth. Even if it costs me money, I tell them the fucking truth. So I'd like to see you do the same thing, and I'd like to see you say, yeah, you know, my sponsor, Swipe, I think you could get a better deal somewhere else, and I think you could get better anonymity somewhere else, so maybe you should use someone that's not my sponsor. Do you have the balls to tell the truth? Or are you going to be a fucking coward and get the money?
So that's very manipulative language, the type that a narcissist would use, whereby you're trying to put me in a corner, whereby you're trying to put some morality over my choice of sponsors. But I'm sorry, but we live in a world where this is a free press, and the free press is paid for by sponsorship, and this is capitalism. Like you can have state-controlled media. You can go to Russia and try and have state-controlled media. Like I live in the West. Okay, now I have sponsors that pay for what I do. Okay, when I sponsor and I talk about BlockFi, I tell people to do their own research.
Oh, please tell me about BlockFi. I forgot about those guys.
But no. I picked Kraken. I went to Kraken because I had every exchange approach me, and the most important thing for me was security. Now you can sit there and create some morality.
So let's talk about Kraken, bro. Let's talk about Kraken.
No,
because you're a smart guy.
No, let's stay exactly on the point and not do Richard Hart tactics of when somebody's given the answer he doesn't like.
I'm telling you that in America,
shout over them.
In America, the majority of my listeners are American. Okay, that's what my YouTube demographics tell me. In America, when you trade crypto in the United States, you're going to get a 1099 from the IRS. Bitch, do you like to get 1099 from the IRS? No. Well, then maybe you should use an exchange that's not in the United States. But dumbass Peter here, he doesn't give a fuck about you, American viewers, right? What he wants is to get a fucking paycheck. So he doesn't care about liquidity. He doesn't care about the fucking scam wicks. He doesn't care about your fucking privacy. What he care about is his fucking 2 cars in his fucking garage. That's what Peter cares about, right? So he gets his loudmouth running about how everyone else in the world is a scammer. But actually, he's fucking you in your ass when you listen to him.
No, just you.
You called everything a scam, dude. I couldn't even get you to say Monero was good. Like, everything you don't own is a fucking scam. For Monero. Everything you don't own is a scam, dude. If you're making money on it, though, it's fucking good. Yeah. So BlockFi, here's BlockFi, right? Crypto is designed to get rid of counterparties. This motherfucker promotes a counterparty. He doesn't want you to hold your own keys. He wants to give your keys to BitGo, who's the fucking security trustee for BlockFi. That's what Peter wants to do. Peter wants to make money on getting your keys out of your hands. It might be. But I thought it was BitGo. Okay.
It's nice manipulative language you're using here. I want you to get... No, I don't. Financial
yes, you do,
markets
you get paid on it, dog.
Financial products.
You are literally getting paid to promote people giving their keys up to a central counterparty to get fucking exit scammed. You're part of that shit. You're a scamming piece of shit, but you don't realize it. You are a fucking scammer, Peter. Yeah, you're making money on people fucking themselves over, losing their privacy, getting scam-wicked, and giving their fucking keys to somebody else is how you make your money. Do you know how I make my money? By giving people free shit. People. Yeah, by giving people free shit. Free shit money, is what I give out.
There's no free money.
Yeah, there is, motherfucker. I double-click at EXE and got Bitcoin on my computer for fucking free. And you gonna tell me that wasn't free because I paid a penny for electricity or some shit? So if I give you a free cheeseburger, it's not free because you had to walk and receive it? You're a fucking scammer, dude. You're a broke-ass scammer who ain't doing shit for the world but promote fucking scams and mislead people and act like a thought leader that doesn't know shit about a technology. As a matter of fact, what you should do is fire yourself and hire someone like Giacomo that actually has a brain in his fucking head, right? And he says he don't make much money. Why don't you fire your ass because you ain't good at your job, hire Giacomo, and let him do your job better than you? Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Are you going to continue with your triggered rant?
Okay. I could, but I'll let you do it. Go ahead.
Okay, so you see, you said I don't know shit. Have I ever admitted to understanding the technology behind it?
No, you're very honest about not knowing shit. Like I'm not accusing you of being a liar. I'm accusing you of being ignorant.
No, it's not ignorant.
You're an honest, ignorant person.
Everyone has different skills, Richard. You scam.
What are your skills, mate? Okay? What are your skills?
I'm a very good interviewer.
People on this channel saw your last interview with me, man. The shit was not.
That wasn't an interview.
It was the shittiest thing I've ever seen.
That wasn't an interview. Yeah. Okay, I've done 200 interviews. That wasn't an interview. That was me just calling you out for scamming people.
I feel sorry for those people.
Okay.
So what's your goal, Peter? What's your goal? What's the next year look like you? You're going to get more. You're going to do more interviews. And you're going to get paid some more money. And you're going to send people to shitty companies, right? That's your goal.
My goal is to finish the last point without you interrupting and changing the subject as you do repeatedly, which is your tactic you use on everyone. Okay, you just use it over and over again. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the previous point. Okay, I'm not technical. I admit that. I've openly admitted that from the very, very start. And I never will be. That's not the side of the brain I have. I have a creative brain. That's where my side is, okay? So when I built the podcast, I built it to ask questions I don't understand and to make things accessible for people. And look at the coincidence. It seems there's a lot of other people who have that same problem, which is why my show is probably the most listened to show, because I I go and ask the questions that people want answers to that aren't technical. This technical snobbery around understanding protocols is ridiculous because most people don't care and don't understand it. That's what I've done from the very start. Okay, and that's why it's the most listened to show.
If you only like Bitcoin, who the fuck are you possibly talking to? Because there ain't 200 people. Like, I guarantee you're talking to shitcoiners. I guarantee you're talking to fucking scammers. I guarantee it, because there ain't 200 interesting fucking people in Bitcoin to be talking to.
I can't choose who listens to it. I can't choose who presses the download button. All I know is that 3 million. I think it's about 3 million now have 3 million downloads. I can't choose. You can't choose.
I'm not talking about your audience, bro. I'm talking about the people you're interviewing. I'm talking about who the fuck are you talking to get 200 interviews like that aren't shitcoiners and scammers.
Well, no, so I included my other show. I included my other show, Defiance. So it's changed. I've had a broad range of guests, from everyone from Nick Szabo to Hotep Jesus, like a real range of people. This week, I've got an interview coming out with Holly Randall, who's a pornographer. I've got an interview coming out with Nathaniel Rich, who works for Vanity Fair, talking about Quadriga. So a broad range of guests.
Look, man, here's the problem I got with you. You in this game long enough that you should fucking understand it. You say you're not a technical person. This shit is not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's not. If you're smart enough to get that Shure SM7B fucking microphone in front of your face to work, you're smart enough to understand a blockchain. It's just a shitty, slow database. That's all it is. There's nothing fucking magical.
Am I smart enough to create a scam?
I would hope that you do make a scam and give me some free shit. I would accept it. If Peter McCormick makes a PeterMcCormickScam.com fucking coin and he wants to give it free to Richard Hart, Richard Hart's going to take that free money. Please do give me free money.
But you see, I'm not going to do that because I'm not like...
You say it's easy.
I'm just saying, could I? Could I? No, I'm saying, could I? Right. Could I create a scam like you have?
Probably not.
I
don't think I could. Enough. Yeah.
No, I don't think I could create a scam like you.
So, you say scam a lot. Do you have any reason to believe that HEX is a scam?
Yes.
What are those reasons?
Okay. So, firstly, false claims. Okay. If you're going to claim that something can go up in value, that is a scam. Okay. Secondly, if you're claiming it's better than Bitcoin and it's built on Ethereum, that is also a false claim. So those two claims alone make it a scam, and I will happily sit by those two.
Okay. So let's.
The funny
let's talk
thing
about
is
watching
the comments. See, the other thing is I did an interview.
It's just going to distract you, man. You need your whole brain for this. No.
I did it the other day when after the interview.
I don't read them.
I was interested to see what people said. I did an interview with Jamie Bartlett, who followed the OneCoin scam. And one of the things that's really sad about these coins is kind of almost like a cult. They interviewed a psychologist about this, and almost like these cult followings build around it. So when you build a Telegram group and you create this channel, you get people very excited about what you're creating, but your false promises are false, and you're actually scamming people. And that's a big difference. You can yell, Peter McCormack, you're a scammer, but it's not fundamentally not true. Like, I am not a scammer. I'm very transparent about what I do. I'm very open. You are actually scamming people. You are making false promises to people who don't understand, equally don't understand what they're talking about, who don't understand what HEX is. They don't understand, like, what your agenda is. But anyone else who's got any kind of, like, credibility in the industry knows you're scamming them. Every single person knows you're scamming them.
Excellent.
And you seem to be fundamentally okay with this, which is really sad.
Can we go back to your original 2 points? Because you talked a lot, but you still only have 2 points. So your original 2 points were false claims and runs on Ethereum, and Ethereum's worse than Bitcoin.
Well, I watched you tell me it's worse than Bitcoin. I watched you debate all the problems with Ethereum on your channel. When did you change your mind? When the world
changed? The reality.
You mean when
changed.
you had a scam to create? You had a scam to create, and you needed a platform to do it on.
No, the world changed. Bitcoin mining ecosystem got worse. Ethereum mining ecosystem got better. Ethereum used to be more centralized and they could roll back the chain, and then they got less centralized and now they can't, and we have proof that they can't, or they would roll it back. For the guy who wrote Solidity, Gavin Wood, who fucking founded Polkadot and Parity and's got hundreds of millions of dollars lost, if they would roll back the chain for anyone, they'd roll back it for him, but they don't. So there's proof that they won't and they can't, and it's better than proof that we've got anywhere else. It launched 5 of the top 11 market cap cryptocurrencies. This shit's legit. That didn't exist back then when I was shit talking. When I was shit talking, it didn't launch 5 of the top 11 market cap cryptocurrencies. When I was shit talking, there wasn't proof that they wouldn't roll back the chain again. But now there is. The reality changed, so I updated my opinion of the reality. That's how the world works. That's how learning works, right? Shit changes, and then you change your fucking opinion. I leave that article up because it's all true. But the reality has changed. It's not the same fucking game anymore. We just had a fork. We just had a hard fork in Ethereum yesterday. Absolutely no problems. Went wonderfully. Now it's got a bunch of new features. Did Bitcoin have a hard fork yesterday? No. Did Bitcoin get any new features? No. One network just got improved, and one network is staying fucking stagnant. I see that. It's very obvious to me. You don't see that, even though you've had 200 different interviews with people in the crypto space, maybe 100 in the crypto space, and you just don't fucking learn. You don't realize. So you say shit that you believe that's factually false, and then it colors your view of the
you're
world.
a scammer.
No, you're clouding the issues. Me and how shitty I am has absolutely nothing to do with the difference of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Me and how shitty I am has nothing to do.
So
I'm sure that you think I'm shitty. I think I'm great.
Shitty. Come on.
I think I'm great.
Oh, come on.
You think I'm shitty.
Come on.
You also advertise scams, and I don't.
Even you must look in the mirror in the morning and think, what have I fucking become?
I love
what
me.
What have I become?
I absolutely love me. I wrote 2 self-help books.
must.
How many have you written? I've got people messaging me all the time about how I fucking changed their lives. I've got people that stopped playing poker because of videos I've made. I've got people that have fucking fit because of videos I've made. I've got tons of people that email me and message me telling me I changed their fucking lives and saved their lives. And I don't think you've got that same thing going on, bud. I don't think you wrote self-help books. I don't think you give away free coins. I don't think you give away free price calls. I don't think you give away shit. I think you fucking leech people into doing shit that's not good for them and then take a little bit of cut off the fucking profit like a scumbag. That's what I think. That's the measurements, right? Yeah, go back and watch my first YouTube videos. Go back and watch where I came from. Yeah.
Do you know what? You used to be really good.
Helping people. That's where I came from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know
and that's
you
where
did.
I'm going too.
And you used to do some really good stuff. Yeah, like I was chatting to people after our last conversation. A lot of people saying they really, really missed the stuff you used to do because you used to have a moral back. Well, you used to have.
I'm still doing the same stuff, but y'all niggas is just ignorant. I'm still telling you the truth, but you just stop fucking listening. Everything I'm telling you is factually true, and you can verify it. And I tell you where the fucking facts are, but you don't listen. You're just not listening. I'm the one that knows about the fork that just happened. You don't know shit. You're ignorant and stupid,
Yes,
even though it's your space.
I know it.
Okay, well then tell me some of the upgrades that you like of this new fucking fork. What are the new features that you like?
No.
You don't know anything, Peter. You're stupid. You're literally stupid,
again,
man.
You're doing that thing where you're not letting someone finish and you're just like shouting. Okay, so just be very clear. I have no interest in Ethereum. The only thing I know about it, I saw something about an upgrade just there, like a few hours before only 50% of the nodes have upgraded. And I thought, oh, that was kind of funny. I've just got no interest in it. Every time I've spent any time with anyone technical, they've said it's on a trajectory which makes it become more centralized and it can't scale. And I don't have enough time to spend on all these different coins. So I decided to focus.
You don't have
on
enough
Bitcoin.
time to spend on the number 2 market cap coin that launched 5 of the top other 11 market cap coins. You're retarded.
Because I have a show called What Bitcoin Did, not What Bitcoin and Ethereum did.
You're
and I decided
biased.
to focus on Bitcoin.
I understand.
I decided to focus on Bitcoin. And the other thing that happened is that in doing the show, I ended up spending a lot of time with people who work in human rights, freedom, censorship.
Because there's not enough people in Bitcoin to fill up a fucking year of content, bro. Because anyone with a brain knows that you can't do a Bitcoin-only show because you go the fuck out of business, just like World Crypto Network, bro. But you're so fucking stupid, you couldn't even predict that shit. I was streaming before you, motherfucker, and I got out of it when I saw it was fucking dying, like you fucking should have. But you chose a dying-ass business to get into. That's why your metrics, like... The reason you're doing non-crypto content is because crypto content sucks.
So you just cornered yourself there because you said there's not enough content. There is enough content. Okay, there is enough content. I've done 2 years of shows. You say the metrics suck. The metrics the metrics, whether it's downloads or whether it's you can go on my website because
your personal metrics are improving. Revenue. The metrics of the ecosystem which you've chosen to participate in are dying. So crypto metrics are dying. No, it was my original point. When someone starts a podcast from nothing, they can only go up, dude. No one is going to tell you that your podcast isn't going to go up. Your personal podcast, which is branching out into non-crypto shit, is likely to go up. I would get more viewers in a keyboard review channel than in a fucking crypto channel. Do you know how shitty 40,000 viewers is? It's pitiful and shitty and terrible. You would make more money doing tattoo reviews. Truthfully, you don't even care about crypto. I don't know why you started as a business. It's a dumb fucking decision. You make more money doing anything else. Keyboard reviews.
I've never seen you so triggered. It's funny though.
Yeah, because everyone's seen me non-triggered. I could do non-triggered, but triggered's more fun. I'm trying to do it for the audience. Like the audience wants this drama shit, so I'm giving it to them. I could
I think
be
it's probably a
tranquil.
reflection.
It's whatever.
It's probably because you know what I'm telling you is true. I think you're wrestling with your own morality and backbone that you have become basically a thief.
So I plan to have a coin that has a value higher than the market cap of Bitcoin and onboard millions and millions of users into something that makes their lives better. And I'm supposed to feel bad about that. I think you may have it backwards.
I plan to win the 100-meter gold at the Olympics, but it's not going to happen.
Peter, over $1 billion of Bitcoin has already claimed their fucking HEX in 5 days. Dumbass. Do you know how much money that is? Dumbass. It's a lot of money. It's more money than you'll ever have. Okay? That's in 5 fucking days with no ads. No ads, Peter. $0 spent on marketing, bro. Do you know how good that performance is? You know whose chat rooms are growing in size in crypto? HEX's.
HEX.
Not anyone that I fucking know of. Because I'm in the other
HEX.
chats. They're dying. Yeah.
Which ones? The ones you got kicked out on? The ones you got kicked out of? I heard about that.
I've been kicked out of one. We got kicked out
I heard
of
you got kicked out.
the fucking Dragon's Den, which I never even chatted in. I went in there once and looked and saw it was fucking weak and lame, and I never bothered to go in again. I didn't even notice I was kicked out until I fucking...
version of it.
Well, then go look up the chat logs, faggot, and publish them. Go fucking publish the chat logs, bro. I give you permission to fully publish any fucking chat logs from the fucking Dragon's Den channel, please. I tell the truth and you tell shit. You speak shit. Why? The Dragon's Den is useless. There's nothing interesting going on in there. There's no scheming. There's no planning. There's no fucking price predictions. There's nothing interesting going on in that channel. Nothing. So I didn't spend any fucking time there. Why would anyone spend time there? I have no idea.
You should look down the comments and see, like, well, I don't know. Are these actual people or these bots? Because I tell you what's kind of interesting.
Who would
Do you know
pay
what
for
happened?
a fucking YouTube bot on a channel with 40,000 fucking pitiful followers? Do you know how fucking few that is? Why?
Because you're a scammer. But do you know what was really interesting is this has never happened to me before. Actually, this never happened to me before. But after our interviews, the amount of like these weird dead accounts with one follower who was sending me messages.
Because they made an
on
account
Twitter.
just to tell you what a piece of shit you were because you're such a piece of shit. You suck so bad. You, Peter McCormick, personally suck so bad that people that don't like Twitter literally made accounts from fucking scratch just to tell you how shitty you were. This is not fucking bots, bro. This is the reality shining a mirror in your face at how horrible you are. You should improve your fucking life. You should improve your life so that people don't fucking sign up to Twitter just to tell you how shitty you are.
There was a consistent point, though, with these accounts that had like 1 or 5 followers and no avatar. This really weird, strange coincidence is that all their accounts were established in 2018.
Yeah, that sounds weird to me, dude. Maybe you pissed off a bot master. Maybe you pissed off a guy who does fucking spam bots. I don't fucking know. But let me tell you, your history of pissing people off happened a long time before you fucking met me, because I seen a lot of people asking your fucking direct messaging, fucking cracking to try and get your shit canceled. And I didn't say a goddamn thing about it. I didn't like it. I didn't retweet it because I'm a nice fucking guy and I don't like the cancel culture. But people hating on you ain't from me, bro. That's from fucking you. And you've been doing it long before you met my ass. You've been gathering up fucking haters long before you met me.
And have I been cancelled?
I hope you don't. I hope you don't get canceled. Like I think
and even if I am, who gives?
Well, I give a fuck. I don't want to see you be canceled. I don't think that that's nice. I don't think that the world is a better place where everything gets fucking canceled when everyone's offended and everyone's always offended. So everything is going to get canceled now? That ain't no kind of world I want to live in. I hope that you get to have a nice show and do fucking interviews, and I hope that you improve, and I hope that you learn and give people good advice. Because right now you're not. Right now you're giving price advice. You don't realize it. You're giving investment advice. Saying HEX is a piece of shit and don't buy in is investment advice. You're telling them not investing is an investment. Holding Bitcoin instead of HEX is a fucking financial decision. And you're more than happy to lackadaisically fucking tell them to do that. But Bitcoin could go down to fucking 2,500 and you won't know the difference because you don't even know any shit about trading. Like, you don't fucking know anything.
So I was chatting to somebody the other day about this interview with you, and I said and they said, why did you do what you did? And I said, one of the problems is that because I've watched your interviews, one of the things you do is you will shout so many things out, repeat. It's like a machine gun.
It's just because I think fast, man.
No. Hold on. And within there's always multiple lies. I mean, I could probably list at least 10 lies you've told in this thing. But
now's your chance.
What you do is
do it.
But you do this kind of machine gun approach and bunch of lies to give you kind of strength, because the problem is you can't base the truth. I've said I've lost money trading. I admitted that.
I
How
never
many
even
people-
brought that up or wanted to talk about it, but since you snuck onto my fucking stream, I decided I would fuck with you a little bit. Look,
Okay,
a lot of people
so
lose
anyway.
money in crypto. It doesn't mean like
Yes. Okay. So if we had to say, what percentage of people do you think lost money in crypto? What percentage trading? Do you think it's 80%,
trading
90%?
is like probably 90%, probably
Okay. So 90%
100%
of
if you
people.
do it long enough.
Okay. So 90% of people lose money trading. Now let's be
Probably, yeah.
straight about this. I'm actually in profit trading.
Okay,
I'm up from my
congratulations.
original position. But anyway, despite that,
You're
90%
considering
now-
a spot purchase a trade, which is not how
no.
traders consider that
Hold
shit,
on.
bro.
Hold on. So either way,
Are you
not-
profitable margin trading? Not counting
all
your
I can
spot
say is
buy?
I have got more than I started with. But I know I'm not a trader, right? I know I'm not a trader. But I went out, like, because what happened was I kept seeing people, like, I know how much mine had dropped and I know how much money some other people had dropped. And what happened was a lot of people were saying, oh, when the next bull market comes, I'm going to do this. And I just felt it was irresponsible. So I was like, look, here's my story. Let's see if it's useful. It's the most popular thing I've done. And I had a lot of people reach out to me and said, look, I've experienced the same. I've lost this, I've lost that, I've lost the other. Okay. So when anyone uses that trading losses against me, I'm always like, what, are you in the 10% who made profit? Probably
Right.
not. Most
No,
people
look,
are.
I don't.
So
I don't.
hold on. So I've got no problem with that. Okay, I've got absolutely no problem with having lost money trading. Okay, but if you're going to just machine gun spray lies here, you're actually just summing up your whole character as a human being. And that the fact is that means you're willing to lie to create HEX, and you're willing to lie to people about potential gains. And ultimately, Richard, in the end, this is your soul. Okay, this is your soul, and your soul. You've lost kind of your way, and HEX isn't going to do shit. Okay. HEX isn't going to do shit. Most people are going to lose money on HEX apart from a few people. And one of the only people who's going to make money off it is yourself. And the reason you're going to make money off it is because you have the at least 4 million ETH at the start.
5 million,
as I
bitch.
believe,
5 million in the origin. 5 million in the
Okay.
flush address.
So you're admitting it now. Well, at least you finally admitted it.
I'm not admitting
And so
anything.
you
I'm just telling you how much money the flush address got. There's no new
Yeah,
information here.
Yeah,
5 million,
bitch, that
not
pretty
4
much-
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 million.
And guess
bitch.
what it'll
That
be
pretty
in
much
6
is-
months? It'll probably be more.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the reason you're so happy and you're gloating about
Not
that is
happy
because
about
it's
it.
the money.
Give
Yes,
you a
it is.
number.
And that's why you're saying 5 million, bitch. It's because it's the money you've got. Okay.
No, you're just bad at
Also,
everything. You're
as
just bad
I
at quoting
also-
numbers too.
Okay, no, because I just haven't looked up the number today. Okay,
Well, then
I
stop
haven't looked
saying
up.
it. Like, stop saying things that are
Okay.
wrong, Peter. Just stop saying things
Whether
that are wrong,
it's-
and I won't have to correct you.
Whether it's 4 million or 5 million,
It's only
we
25%
know it's
difference, you know.
Yeah, we know. See, you're trying to divert this to try and make some irrelevant point.
No,
where it
you're
doesn't
just
matter
bad
whether
at
it's 4 or
everything,
5 million.
man. 25% difference is
Actually,
a
I'm
big
pretty-
fucking difference. Look, let's go back to this calling me a liar
So,
shit, right?
No. Okay, so if you're going to
Tell me the
spray
lie,
like a
and
machine
let's
gun lies,
no
which
machine
you
gun,
are-
bro.
which
Let's go
you've
one
done,
at a time. One at a time. Pick the
Okay.
first thing. Go.
Okay.
Which lie?
Okay, if you're
Inflated,
gonna
promising returns that are impossible, right? Can we do that one, or do you want to talk about a different
Okay.
lie? I'm happy to talk about whatever lie you want. Go.
If you're going to machine gun spray lies out there, it means you're going to lie about anything. Therefore, if you're going to create HEX as some like, oh, it's better than Bitcoin thing, you're happy to lie about it because in the end, what matters to you is not what HEX is. It's what people believe it is. That's what's important to you, which means they'll keep pumping ETH in. Essentially, the 4 to 5 million, which you've just admitted is that you now control. That number's going to
Didn't
grow.
say
So
me,
the only person,
Peter.
yeah, but you admitted it. So the 4 to 5
Didn't
million
say
you've just
me,
admitted is now
Peter.
yours. Plus the whatever, is it 50% of HEX you control? Do you control that as well?
Can we
That's
go
50%
to
of
the?
HEX.
So you're the
So the
you're
only
the
person who-
anti-machine gun guy, right? You don't like the
So you're
machine
the only-
gunning.
So
Why
you're
are you
going to be the
machine
one
gunning?
because you're going to be the one who profits out of this. How does anyone else profit out of this? Explain to me, how does anyone profit out of this?
I think if you get something for free, it's pretty hard to lose money on it.
Well, but how do you make money out of it? You say it's free, but if it's free and it's worthless, I've made nothing.
It sounds
Okay.
like you're doing the machine gun thing, Peter.
No,
Can we
this
go
is a fair
to the
question.
one lie at a time thing, please?
Here's a question. Say I've got 10,000 HEX for free.
Yes.
Okay, but if that 10,000 HEX isn't worth anything,
Yes.
then I've not made anything. Okay,
Yes.
so how does that 10,000 HEX become worth something?
It goes up in price.
But how do I actually realize the value? How do I
Sell
actually
it.
realize that value? Okay, so there has to be buyers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're selling this assumption that there'll be another bull run, and during the bull run, people will start buying HEX, and they're going to buy your bags, despite the fact that you've given so much of it away. So everybody who's had it for free is going to want to sell it to make money, and you're going to require enough buyers to buy it. That price is going to tank. And all those people who've put the 4 to 5 million ETH in or more than that, whatever it is, they are going to lose their money, and it's going into your pocket. So, this is a scam. It is dishonest, and it's fundamentally bullshit. And you can have your YouTube groups and your people on Twitter all supporting you. Richard, what you're doing is fucking terrible.
This is a good machine gun you got, Brango. Keep with the machine gun. Keep doing,
not a machine gun.
Keep doing the thing that you don't like.
You're doing.
So can I address points one by one now, like you said you wanted?
Do it.
Okay. You live in a world where Dogecoin drops about the same amount Bitcoin does and is worth $250 million and is a comedy coin made as a joke. That's the world that we live in. But your stupid brain doesn't understand that things that shouldn't be worth a lot in crypto are. So this argument that HEX sucks and therefore it won't have value doesn't even make any sense, because truthfully, HEX could suck infinitely more and be very valuable. It could have no audits. It could be buggy. It could have no extra features. It could literally be made as a joke of a fork of Bitcoin software from 5 fucking years ago, and it could have $1 billion valuation. That's the reality. That's the reality that's in the CoinMarketCap. Go to coinmarketcap.com and look up the reality. I'm sorry reality doesn't match your fucking hopes and dreams. I'm sorry that people buy things that I don't understand why they're buying them. You don't understand why they're buying them, but they fucking buy them. I don't get it, but it's the reality.
People bought it under the belief. I tell you what, let me tell you why I bought it. Shall I tell you why I bought it?
I know why, but go ahead. You can tell it anyway.
No, so what happened was, I told you the story the other day about when I first discovered Bitcoin, you know, and actually, I didn't know if I tell you the exact version. It was 2013. I heard about the Silk Road, in and out, forgot about it. But 2016, my mum was dying from cancer, and we wanted to get her some cannabis oil. And so I said to my dad, look, this is how you do it. So I bought some Bitcoin on Coinbase, and then ended up seeing this Ethereum thing and bought some more. And I was like, oh, cool, this blockchain thing is like, oh, this is some big important thing. So I bought everything. But then what I realized over time, that most of these things are actually bullshit, pretty much. I mean, I grade them, right? I grade them. There's total scam, there's probable scam, there's misguided projects, and then there's Bitcoin, right? And even with Bitcoin, I think it has a lot of problems itself. Okay. But I invested in all of it, went up, believed in it, and went down. The problem you've got now is that for you to have another bull run the next time, you're going to need a bunch of people who believe, either want to gamble or believe that Bitcoin HEX is going to be something relevant. And it's not. You know, in 10 years' time, Bitcoin HEX won't exist. No one will be using it. It will have no meaning.
Okay. So you're appealing. So once again, you're giving price advice. You think you know what the price will do. Even though Dogecoin is worth $250 million, you think for some reason HEX just can't obtain the same fucking greatness that the Shiba Inu has fucking achieved, right? You don't know about the market. You aren't looking at the price charts. Dog shit pumps. As a matter of fact, the scammier and shittier things pump fucking harder, right? So, like, this concept that something sucks and therefore the price won't go up doesn't make any sense. Because as you have said,
it doesn't make it right.
All fucking dog, but that's your position. Your position is that you can predict the price and that you think something sucks and therefore now the price has to suck. But when we think about it and use our brains, actually something could be fucking horrible and the price still goes up. And we see this shit all the time. So you have to stop using that argument. You have to stop using the argument that you can predict the price because you think something sucks. Because I guarantee a lot of other shit that you think sucks has gone up in fucking price. How do you feel about BNB?
I think BNB is I wouldn't buy it. I think it has this weird kind of potential arguable use case because of the exchange giving some value to it, but I just have no interest in it.
You know what the returns are of BNB over Bitcoin? 450x. Holding BNB
all
from
time
its
or
launch,
this year?
All time. After the fucking dump. Maybe it's up 200x after the dump. I have to measure it. But it's up hundreds of x over Bitcoin. Not over fiat. Over fiat, it's even fucking more.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So is your position that is basically pretty broad? Like, crypto's a thing, therefore anyone can create a crypto, and then anything can go up. So I'm just going to create a thing, and then it could go up, and then people could make some money. Most people will lose, but could make some money. And what will be.
I think that if you want the world to be a better place, you have to build that better place. I think if you want to disturb finance, I think if you want to replace banks, you have to replace their products. And no one's doing the time deposit. Bitcoin's not trying and can't. Nothing else is trying. So if someone wants to replace the time deposit, someone has to build it. So I built it. And then if you build a better thing, doesn't mean anyone's going to use it. So you need all these pumpamentals and game theory to onboard users to actually build it.
When are you getting your Nobel Peace Prize?
I don't
Richard
think
Hart Nobel Peace Prize.
I don't think the Peace Prize would be given out for a financial product, but I mean,
do you think you get the economics prize? Bitcoin
maybe.
HEX.
Yeah, actually, maybe.
Richard
yes,
Hart
actually,
Nobel
maybe.
Nobel Prize for economics. Richard Hart for
Yeah, why
Bitcoin
not?
HEX.
Yeah, why not?
It's fucking
I don't know why you keep
stupid.
calling it Bitcoin HEX. The word Bitcoin's not in the name. It's just HEX. We don't want the
Have you
word
taken
Bitcoin anywhere near it. Yeah, a very long time ago. It's just HEX. I don't want the Bitcoin name anywhere near it. Nowhere. As a matter of fact, I can't wait. I can't wait till the fucking 345 extra days have passed so that there's no more Bitcoin free claims. I can't wait to get to that phase.
Is it trading? Can you buy? Is it trading right now? Where can you buy it?
Hold on a second. How the fuck could you say so many shitty things about HEX and not even know if it's trading or not?
Well, I didn't know because I don't care. Is it trading? Where is it? Where is it trading?
Yeah, it's trading, and the price chart looks like shit. So go look at it.
Where is it? Where's it trading?
BuyDesk, Ether Delta, Fork Delta, tags.
Have you got a link? Have you got a link so I can see it? Just see it.
I'll send you the highest volume one. I think it's BuyDesk.
Okay, send me the highest.
I sent you just their homepage. Do you need like the actual link? Here's the
I just want to go and
link.
see the price chart.
Yeah, hold on.
I mean, I'm a shitty trader, so I'll probably have to ask you questions. But
yeah, it's just fucking. It went down a lot, and now it's just kind of flat. I can explain why if you want it. Nope. That's
cool. I'd be excited by that because I thought it was designed to go up.
Well, it's not designed to go up on day 6, mate. Like you took 2. I'll explain to you. You took 2. I'm pasting the link now. We had 2 years where people waited for this to launch. So what are people going to do? Mm-hmm. They're going to buy it as soon as it launches. So what's the problem with that? Well, once they blow their loads and buy it the day it launches, they're not buying the next day. So we had 2 years of demand that emptied itself in one fucking day. And now we've got the demand of all the new people. And the new people are less plentiful than the old people because they gathered up for 2 fucking years. So I designed the system to try and prevent this shit by having twice the supply available on day 1 to try and not have people fucking over FOMO so hard. And then I made videos and did analysis on how EOS launched, which was very similar, that showed that people over FOMO day 1. And I said, you probably don't want to over FOMO day 1 and maybe spread your entry. But of course, no one fucking listens. So then now we have a price chart
so
that looks like
I get it. So the success of is basically based on people doing as you tell them. So if everyone does as you tell them, the price
it's a Keynesian
will go up.
beauty contest. If everyone
but if
else,
people don't, but if people don't do as you tell them,
put the words in my mouth,
and then
let me tell you the truth. Go ahead.
Okay, I understand.
Put the words in my mouth.
Fine. No, because you just said everyone didn't do as they're told. So what you're saying to me is the reason the price is going down because people aren't doing as they're told.
I'm telling you that 2 years of demand blew their loads in one day, and they're numerous in quantity because there was 2 years of them. And now the new purchasers are people that haven't heard of it before, or the people that's scaling in and didn't blow their load on day 1. I anticipated this. EOS anticipated this, and we both inflated the supply. EOS inflated their supply to 20% during the first 2 weeks, and we inflated our supply by double the first day to try and prevent people over FOMOing day 1 and fucking the price chart. But it wasn't enough, so the price chart's fucked.
Am I right? On the day 1, it went up to, was it 73 sats? And it's now at 5.
I gotta look.
God, Richard, you really, really need to tell people to do as they're told better because they're not doing as they're told.
Do you want to see what the Bitcoin price chart looked like when it launched? Do you want to see what the Ethereum price chart looked like when it launched?
No, I'm just looking at your one.
I can't get people to not over FOMO day 1. They just fucking do it. So what's the option? Not launch? Not launch? What's the option?
I'm just Richard.
Tell me how to fix it.
You told me this was designed to go up in value, and all I can see is
it's not designed to go up on day 6. I didn't even know there would be a listing. How the fuck would I even know it would even have a fucking listing? I'm not in charge of this shit.
It's your project.
Oh, so Peter, the guy who didn't even know that there was a price chart, I, as an honest, nice person, show him the price chart, which I don't think looks good because it doesn't look good. And then he's like, oh man, this is a piece of shit. You only know it because I told you, you fucking ignorant bastard. You only know it because I dripped fucking information into your mouth, like feeding a fucking bird. I'm the one that knew. You're the one that didn't.
I think I'm going to buy Zucks. I think Zucks looks better.
Yeah. So here's the issue with the price, right? Why would you sign up on an exchange that you've never heard of before and take counterparty risk to get HEX when you can get it directly from the fucking smart contract? So there has to be a price differential because the smart contract has a wider audience and has less counterparty risk, right? So there should, in an efficient market, always be a premium on the fucking smart contract because it's more advertised and it's got more fucking security, right? So the only way you're going to see volume on exchanges is if there's enough discount there to make it attractive for people to take the risk to put fucking money there. This is not something I can program, right? Like, it's not something I can change. It's just how it fucking is. So
it's designed to go up. So it's designed to go up 10,000x in 2 years.
2.5. Yeah.
2.5 years. From what price? From the the 70 sats?
I have no idea.
Well, if it's going to go up 10,000x, there has to be a starting price it has to go up from.
It depends on what you consider a valid price. Is an exchange that's not even on CoinMarketCap a valid price?
No, because
is $15,000 a day of volume a valid price? Which pair? The USD pair, the ETH pair,
let's
the
make a
BTC
bet.
pair? I don't fucking know.
No, I was just saying, let's make a bet.
What's your bet? Go.
Well, I'd have to go and speak to a trader who understands it better because what I don't know is whether, for example, say with your 5 million of ETH you now have, whether you can liquidate that. And if you have such low liquidity, you can scam the price up.
Anyone can set this price to whatever they want for 2 Bitcoin. That's how thin the order books are, which is why I don't bother talking about it because the fucking game, the game is what happens at the end of the year. The game is not what happens on day 6. If you bought day 1 when everyone else bought, you're not that good at speculating because you should have known that's when you're going to have the maximum price pressure up on the first day.
It just sounds so fucking nonsense. Like the way you explain it, it's just like I think that's probably what's happening with all these morons in your chat groups. Is that they see you as some like demigod of information and they're believing
because you make me look good, Peter. Talking to you makes me look good. I could be the biggest piece of shit in the world, but talking to you makes me look like a fucking golden goose.
No, you don't look very good.
You didn't even know that the shit traded on an exchange, so I educated you and showed you and explained to you why what happened.
Why would I know?
What are you doing?
Well,
what ethical, useful thing are you doing for the world? What thing are you saying that's making the world better? Tell me.
So today...
I'm a scammer. Okay. HEX is a scam. All right. Anything else?
So you're doing this is the Richard Hart tactic. I've seen it before, and this is what gets all your little kids in your group all excited because you just interrupt people and shout over them, and you don't. You said, "What am I doing for the world today?" Well, okay. So today, firstly, I got up and took my kids to school, which is great. Now I'm planning my trip. I'm off to Argentina tomorrow. I'm planning an interview with someone from Tupac Amaru. Who've got there's a lady. I'll have to go and dig out the link, but she's currently in prison now, and I'm trying to organise an interview to find out whether she's been wrongly imprisoned. So that was literally what I was researching when I saw this came on. I'm also planning to go out to Bolivia to find out about the coup. So that's what I've been doing. I've been planning my work on that. Will it make the world a better place? Will it make the world a better place? I don't know. But I'm trying to do my bit. What I'm not doing is sat there on YouTube creating a scam or in WhatsApp groups trying to pump a scam, which has absolutely no point, which has a net negative to the world because, as you've already admitted, 90% of people lose money. So on your HEX, 90% of people lose money, 10% of traders, who are probably professional traders, whales, or maybe exchange owners, will make money. So it's not designed to give anyone any benefit in the world apart from you with your 4 or 5 million ETH, or other people who know how to manipulate things. All these people in your group following this shit, they're going to get wrecked from this. You're making the world a better place. Okay, and you can shout over me as much as you want, but you've, by the things you've admitted in an interview, have admitted most people are going to lose money on this. So you're spending your time creating something for people to lose money, and then you're hiding behind capitalism as, oh, it's a free market. And then when I talk about having sponsors, you attack me for having sponsors because you have a problem with the free market. The hypocrisy in the things you say, you kind of wrap yourself up in this. And I think this is why you got so triggered today, because I think, do you know what I think, Richard? I think at the heart, funnily I say at heart, I think at heart you're a good guy. I always said to you, I liked you. I think you're a good person. You used to stand up for the right things. But like most people, you've lost your way. And I think you wrecked yourself. very badly, and this is your way of getting your money back. Because I think you've got to the point where money's more important for you, and I think that's what's happening. Anyway, what you said something about the environment. I'm not sure what that had to do with anything, but anyway.
Do you know how irritating it is for you to keep inserting words into my mouth, such as you have already admitted 90% of people will lose in this thing?
Well,
You're such a piece of shit.
People lose money trading.
You are such. What the fuck does creating HEX have to do with trading? You stupid fuck.
Because you've created.
There's nothing to fucking common.
Liquidity.
You stupid fuck. It's literally the opposite. I created a product that lets you get gains without trading. You stupid fucking idiot. Its fucking core purpose is to show you fucking ROI without using exchange and getting fucking wrecked and getting liquidated and having fucking scam wicks. None of that shit. It's literally designed to do the opposite of what the fuck you are saying. Designed to do the opposite, you stupid fuck. It's not something you're supposed to fucking trade. You lock your fucking coins and you can't trade them. You stupid fucking retard. You're quoting the exact opposite of what I'm doing. And you're shoving words in my mouth. Why would you put words in my mouth, Peter? I'm not your gay lover. I'm tired of you trying to put shit in my mouth, okay? Do that with your fucking homies. Don't do that shit with me. I can speak enough words of my own. I don't need you trying to accuse me of fucking shit. I never ever in my life said 90% of people are going to lose money in HEX. I have no fucking idea. I don't know what the price will do, and neither do you. I don't know how many people will make money. I don't know how many people will lose money. It's outside the design intentions of the fucking system. It's a fucking first world's blockchain CD. You lock your coins, you get more coins back. Maybe the coins are worth more. Maybe they're worth fucking less. I can't program that shit. I don't know. I build it and I see what happens. If you want to come along for the ride and see if it fucking does the same things other cryptos has done and goes to the goddamn moon, feel free to. If you don't want to, fucking don't. You're the network, you're the software, you run it, right? So when you sit there and you say that I'm promoting fucking trading and I'm promoting something that I don't promote and I speak out against, it's fucking disgusting and vile. And when I create a product to replace trading, it's things that cause people to buy more than they sell.
No, what is Pumpamentals, the website? What is it for?
It's just a forwarding link to HEX. Pumpamentals.com/hex.win.
You
gives
told
you a
me
referral link that pays you a 10% bonus.
You told me the other day that I should have listened to you because you were telling people when to buy and when to sell, and you're quite of an expert on this.
I know that you're trying to shove accusatory, damning language into my mouth.
Just bear with me. Sorry, let me turn the light on. It's getting dark here. Let me just ask you: did you or did you not? Just fair question. Did you or did you not in the interview the other day to me say you should have listened to me with trading? I told people when to short it at 19. I told people to buy this price. Did you or did you not say that?
I said things very similar to that. Yes.
Okay. Have you just said to me now you don't promote trading?
Yeah, that was back when I did.
Okay, so which is it? Do you promote trading? Do you don't promote trading? Well, I don't know which it is. Which one is it?
I know this is hard for your small brain to comprehend, but there's nuance. You can't use a fucking assumption of binariness. You can't say black and white exists, so there's no gray. I can tell you what I think the Bitcoin price is going to do and tell you not to trade it. And then you shouldn't trade it, but maybe you know what the price might do. I'm not going to not have free speech because stupid fucks like you try and say, oh, well, you're promoting trading if you talk about price. I can talk about the price all the fuck I want. And if you decide to trade it and get wrecked, it's on your fucking ass. Okay? So when I tell you, and you can go and goddamn Google it, but you won't because you like being ignorant, right? Go and Google Richard Hart win 19K Bitcoin.
So
and I said, there's a 10% premium. You get paid 1% a day to short. The fucking long trade is crowded. I give you the goddamn evidence, the facts, which your stupid ass doesn't ever know, and then you can draw your own fucking conclusions from them. So yes, I said shorting was a fabulous deal at 19K. And it's proven and time-stamped. But now your dumbass is here telling me what? That I didn't?
So I did Google you, like you said. But I found you had a different name at some point.
Yeah, my name is Richard Schuler. Yeah, my real name is Richard Schuler, and I'm the one that told everyone that because someone threatened to dox me, and I said, I'll dox myself, asshole.
Why did you change your name?
I never changed my name. I just use Richard Hart because it sounds better. I fucking hate my last name. Schuler sucks. It means student in German. Why the fuck would I use that dumbass name? It's garbage. I can't even pronounce it properly. When I go to Germany, other people there fucking say it right. I can't even say it right. It's my own fucking name. I've never liked the fucking name.
How do you spell Schuler?
Schuler. Richard James Schuler. I love myself, and you should love me too. As a matter of fact, you should fucking Google me and learn about my history and my past. Yeah, you should.
I saw your driving license. You're a good-looking fellow at one point.
Thank you. I like the beard better, but Yeah.
My favorite time was the long hair where you look like Axl Rose, I gotta say.
Yeah. Do you know why I did that? I wanted to volunteer for the SENS Foundation, which is an anti-aging charity. And the leader of the SENS Foundation is Aubrey de Grey out of Cambridge. And Aubrey has a fucking wizard long beard. And I thought no one wants to hear about longevity tech from a young looking kid. And I look like a young kid, so I thought I would try and look older. So I grew out my hair and I grew out this big fucking beard. But it turns out no one wants to hear about that longevity shit. So then I just ended up keeping it for a while until people finally convinced me that it looked retarded, and I finally fucking got rid of it.
Why did you earn that name, the Spam King?
Because I was sued for spamming back in fucking 2001 or 2002. I was one of the first people in the world to be sued for spamming.
What were you spamming about?
My friend had built a shopping cart that allowed you to sell shit on the internet and, like, you know, build your own website. And I thought, oh, fuck, this is pretty cool. Hey, guys, you want to build your own website? Use this thing. And I sent, like,
what happened?
almost
what happened
no
with the
mails.
lawsuit?
I don't know. Don't really know. You could go look it up. I'm sure it's public record.
I don't know.
I think I got sued for like $500.
$500.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen. So which is it? Are you telling people to trade or telling them not to trade?
No, you want to impugn first. You want to dox me and impugn my identity, right? So let's clear that shit up, right? Everyone watching the stream, I want you to Google Richard James Schuler and find out what you find, and then go to t.me/hex crypto and type !past, and it'll link you to the YouTube videos that I've done in my past, which are fucking numerous, right? Because dumbasses like Peter here that doesn't do any research, he lets Google do his research, right? And what does Google find? Google finds shit that scumbags have put out, right? So scumbags that have robbed me, right? Like when I got robbed in Panama, they fucking write articles that make me look like shit because they want to keep the stuff that they stole, right? But stupid faggots like you come years later and help them achieve their goals, right? Mm-hmm. So once again, you keep crying scam. Name a single human being I've ever scammed in my entire life, or anyone that even got a bad deal in anything that I've ever been associated with, ever. And I've done hundreds of millions of dollars of business. Name somebody.
Every single person who sent ETH to Hex.
Right. Okay.
Every single one of those people. Anyway, so
you're
are you
such a
promoting
piece of
trading
shit.
or not?
No, it's terrible. Do not trade. You'll lose all your fucking money. Don't. It's absolutely terrible.
Why were you promoting trading recently?
What do you mean? Back when the market was more predictable, back when you could long the bull market and go up 100x with no drawdowns over 40%, back when everyone's a bull market genius, yeah, that made more sense then. But now that it's choppy as fuck, it doesn't make sense. So if we have another bull run, you could flip and be like, yeah, long this shit, and you're likely to do fucking fine. It's like taking a 50% long on the S&P 500. You're unlikely to be liquidated.
So all these people who are not following your instructions on Hex, what have they done wrong? What were they meant to have done that they've not, they've obviously not followed? Because it's guaranteed to go up 10,000x. What have they done wrong to not get their 10,000?
Why do you keep trying to put words in my mouth, you fucking coward? Why do you keep trying to do that?
I'm asking you. No,
listen, Clint, you just said it's guaranteed to go up 10,000x, right? And I never said that, right? So why are you saying it? No, you stupid fuck. Listen, it's designed to go up 10,000x in 2.5 years, just like Bitcoin was designed to go up millions of x and did. That's its design intention. I have no fucking idea what it will do in the real world. In the real world, it could go to goddamn zero. Like your car is designed to not burst into fucking flames. But every once in a while, they fucking do. Right? Because the real world doesn't match your intentions sometimes.
So I'm designed to run 100 meters in 10 seconds, but I can't. So saying it's designed to go up 10,000x, but it might not.
Peter, if you don't understand that cryptocurrencies tend to go up a lot, you're fucking retarded. I'm sorry. I can't help you, okay? If you don't understand that Dogecoin's worth $250 million, I'm fucking sorry you can't get that in your stupid fucking retarded head. But the reality is that cryptocurrencies tend to appreciate retardedly astronomical fucking amounts. The bad ones and the good ones. That's the reality. A reality that you agree with. So I don't understand why you're giving me shit for it. You agree that dog shit pumps, right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
You agreeing that Hex is
well, then
dog
why
shit?
the fuck do you keep like... Then it's unrelated. You keep trying to talk about the performance of Hex as a function of its qualities when we both agree that the qualities has no bearing on that shit. You know what has bearing on the price going up? The fucking hype. And how's the hype doing, bro? Pretty goddamn good, which is why you snuck on my stream, right?
The hype. So I'm looking at the price chart. The hype has taken it from 70 sats down to 5 sats. So I don't think the hype's doing it that very well.
If you want to change the price, go get 2 Bitcoin and you can set it at a fucking $1. It costs 2 Bitcoin to set that price where the fuck you want it.
Yeah, and then it'll go
you want to set it to
down,
0, it costs you 2 Bitcoin. You want to set it to fucking 100, it costs you 2 Bitcoin.
So let me ask you.
I
A
don't know why you're
question.
talking
So
about a
if I-
liquid market.
Well, because you said it's so hyped. So the hype.
There's
has
$1
created
billion of
a liquid
Bitcoin that
market.
claim they're HEX. There's fucking 40,000 stakes. We're the number 2 product on fucking Ethereum as of a few days ago. I think we're maybe number 5 now. What more do you want? What possible more fucking measurement could you want? There's $5 million
keep going
in the
around in
contract in
circles
5
because-
days. It's not a circle,
keep going
bitch.
around in
Each one of these
circles?
things is new. You know, a circle requires you readdress some shit, right? It's not a fucking circle.
Yeah.
I'm giving you new data that
let's
supports
readdress to the-
adoption. You want to know how many more emails
so
come in a
it's-
day? It's what more could you want? Everything's fucking golden like. What do you
Okay,
want?
so
The
let's
price chart to
readdress
go up?
something.
You know how the price chart would go up? If everyone didn't blow their load on day 1 and they fucking scaled in. But it's not what they did because it's not what most speculators do.
They didn't do as they were told. Fucking.
I'm
these
sorry
people.
that you can't.
Anyway, so
I'm sorry you don't think there's freedom in the world of speech and that I can't tell you what things usually do. I'm sorry you don't agree with that. I showed you the EOS chart and I said this is what's likely to fucking happen and it just happened to be true. And I'm sorry that you think you can try and make me feel bad for telling the truth and being right. How fucking stupid are you? I told everyone it was
narcissists
likely to
don't usually
happen,
feel bad.
and then it did actually happen, but you sit there and have a giggle because your dumbass that doesn't know anything and couldn't predict shit is perma fucking wrong. Like, I don't understand how you take pride in that. I'm right
let
and
me ask
you're
you
wrong, and it's on the fucking
Okay,
chart.
so-
Like,
So let me ask you a question. You said it's designed to go up 10,000x.
yeah, and it could go to 0 and just stay there forever.
But it
And
could
the
go
fucking
to-
whole
so
network
what
could
did-
fail, and,
so-
and everything
so what
could go
does-
burn to death. Yes, those are all
So-
likely
so what-
possibilities.
What does designed to go up 10,000x actually mean?
Bitcoin went up a lot because they had 2 fundamentals. One,
No. Just why? What in the design
Mm-hmm.
means it's designed to go up 10,000x? The fact
Oh,
that
sure.
it can go up.
Yeah.
Is it just the fact that it can go up?
No, we did things differently to try and make that
Okay.
happen. Yeah.
Okay. So if it's designed to go up 10,000x, how is that happening?
Well, we have a referral program. Tesla has a referral program. Amazon has a referral
Ooh.
program. Scams have referral programs. Bitcoin doesn't. Ethereum doesn't, which means they're crippled. They're effective marketing strategies that work for nearly every industry they're applied to. We have them, and they don't. We also have, from our start, better everything else. We have more vibrant chat rooms. We have more memes. We have features they don't have. So we have time locking. In Bitcoin, you can time lock. You don't get paid. In Ethereum, you can't actually time lock and get paid. That doesn't exist yet. They're trying to build it. Ethereum is trying to build something that, could be considered to compete with HEX, but the profit's just not there. Like, there's too much cost involved. You have to actually run hardware. It has to actually be connected all the time. You have to be a server admin and worry about configs or you'll lose your money. So it's not a competitive product. Their product revolves around doing a lot of work for not that much gains. And with HEX, you don't have to do any work. You just lock your funds, which burns them, and then you just wait. So it's a superior value proposition. We also have game theory, which incentivizes early adopters. And you can onboard directly through smart contracts. Like when Bitcoin first came out, if you wanted to buy it, it was nearly impossible. You had to go to Mt. Gox and they were horrible. But now that HEX exists, you can transform Ethereum directly into HEX trustlessly by minting the coins yourself. And it's a better launch system. We also have freemium. When Bitcoin launched, it had freemium. You could double click an EXE. Now it doesn't. So who got all those customers? All the other GPU miners that wanted to hobby mine and get coins, they've moved other cryptocurrencies and pumped those because you can't do it with Bitcoin anymore. Well, with HEX, you can get the coins for free. If you had Bitcoin, you can claim them for free. So we've got freemium, we've got referral, we've got time locking, we've got better memes, we've got more signups, we've got a better user experience. When you send a Bitcoin, you got to wait for your change to come back to send it again, unless you used advanced settings and tell it to spend unconfirmed coins and shit. But in our system, it just works. You don't have to wait for any confirmations. So a better UI, lower fees, more ability to make money on it using a referral program. We were on the front page of Pirate Bay. Was Bitcoin on the front page of Pirate Bay? No. Why? Because this is designed better. Somebody used a referral link and set up a referral link on the front of fucking Pirate Bay. I didn't set that shit up, right? The community is doing all these things because it's designed better. Half of the fucking cool features in HEX I didn't build. I didn't have anything to do with. The whale watcher on Twitter, that lets you know anytime any coins move are whale sized. I didn't build that shit. Someone else did. Those stats that I just showed you with all what's the average stake length and how many coins have claimed and all that shit, some other guy built that. So we've got like 5 or 6 add-ons of products that are revolve around HEX that came from the community that didn't have shit to do with me. When's the last cool Bitcoin website you saw that had some fucking cool feature that you cared about? It's not happening, mate.
What Bitcoin did. Got some really cool features on it.
Yeah, what it did is it dropped from 14K to 7K over 148 days is what it did, bro.
So
What
do
it
you know
did
what
is
your
went
biggest
down
problem
55%. I don't have a big
you know
problem.
what-
Everything's going fantastic for me.
Well,
I'm happy as
you've
fuck.
got-
I mean,
Don't see
I
me.
want to scale is
Very-
what I want.
You're very angry and triggered today. Well, you've got $5 million
Because the
in
audience
ETH.
likes that shit, bro. If they liked me more chill, I would be more chill. You can't trigger me. I love me. I truly love me, and I truly love everything I'm doing with my life. I'm living the highest and best version of myself possible. I couldn't
This is the
possibly
highest
be
and
living
best
a better
version of
life.
yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
There's no way I could be doing better. The only thing I could be doing better is get HEX where I want it to be so I could fucking move on to SciVive where I do medical research. That is better. But right now, HEX is the core focus. After HEX, SciVive is next.
Yeah, once you've milked as much ETH out of innocent people as you can and
By
send
the
your
way,
origin
you
address.
hate ETH, right? So how is getting it out of people's hands
No,
bad?
I don't hate it. I don't really hate ETH. I don't really hate ETH.
Sounds like
I
you
think
hate
it's
ETH.
got. No, I don't. I think my problem with ETH is it just sounds like it's so complicated and there's
not.
so many.
Well,
no,
maybe it is.
There's so many people who've got like these big fundamental problems with it. I sat down and heard it rationally explained to me, and I'm just like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But my biggest problem with ETH is that its trajectory. The trajectory is something that's moving towards becoming more centralized. Yeah,
No,
the idea
true.
of cryptocurrencies is more decentralized. But
No, it's
by
not
the by,
true.
by the
It's just
by,
not
anyway,
true.
It doesn't matter. Can we go
It
back?
does
Do you know what I
matter.
think your biggest problem is? I
Body
think your biggest
weight?
problem is
I'm going to die from
yeah. I
being
mean,
fat.
I have that problem. But anyway, again, diversion. So I think your biggest
not.
problem is.
It's an accurate response. What the fuck, mate? Go ahead. Go.
So it really was a rhetorical question. So I think your biggest problem is if you look at the price charts of most crypto, they kind of had that big spike up during the bull run, and then they came back down, and most have died. But there's also plenty of others that have just gone down because of the time they hit the market. You know, almost anything that's launched in the last year has just gone down. So
Not Dogecoin.
The basis of the success of HEX for not for you because you've already made at least 5 million out of it, but the basis of the success for HEX is that it requires people to buy it. It requires enough liquidity for people to be able to sell and make a profit, and to maintain a liquid market. So the reality is, I don't think. My assumption is that every single person who sent you ETH is going to make a loss. I think there's probably, if we're honest about this, only one person who's made money. Well, maybe two. So perhaps a couple of those developers you've got working for you because you've paid them. But the only person who's actually going to make any money out of this is you, because you'll liquidate the ETH you've got in the origin address, which is definitely you, which you own and you have.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Okay. How many coins do you think there are on CoinMarketCap?
Don't know. I only pay attention to one. Actually, I don't even use CoinMarketCap. It's quite a scammy website. It promoted Ponzi schemes, so I just don't even use it. I don't even look at the price of Bitcoin regularly.
Do you use?
I don't look at the price.
Okay. Are you aware of any list of coins that exists?
I know that they exist, right? I know they
Okay,
exist.
you know some coins that exist. All right. Do they tend to show returns that are unreasonable, like lots of percent? That does happen a lot.
It happened in the past, yeah.
Okay. How many of those coins did you make money on?
Oh, that's a tough one. Remembering the ones I did and I didn't. But I was very lucky with my timing. You know, I got into this at the time because, you know, I told you my mum was sick and bought them at that time. You know, it was pure luck. It was.
I'm just
January
talking about
17
altcoins. I'm not talking about Bitcoin.
No, including altcoins, because I bought Ethereum at $9.
Okay.
So I made money, but I didn't make any money because value was created. I just made money just through chance and luck. The reason I've made money on crypto and still in profit is purely luck and luck of timing. Nothing else.
So I would say that a person with those qualities should not be looked to for price predictions. I, however, have made superior price predictions to you, which is why I have a price calls channel where I make price predictions, and you can put them on the chart.
But I thought you don't advise people to trade. So why are you making price predictions?
You understand that talking about the price and telling people to trade are different things, right? You understand
but it's
that?
encouraging trade. It's encouraging trading. If you don't believe that, you'll be in fundamentally
I just fucking
dishonest
don't
with
understand
yourself.
how you operate in the world. I don't get it. Like you just try and shove everything into your narrative, and it doesn't even come close to fitting. I'm telling you that I'm better at predicting the price than you because I understand markets better than you, and I think you'd even agree that. But you keep flapping your lips anyway.
Do you think?
You would
do you
agree
not
that I'm
think
better at predicting the price than you, right? You would agree.
I don't
that?
know your history of predictions. Like I say,
Well, we know
the
that
only
you're
time
terrible, right? So it's not a very high bar.
No, because I'm up. The only time I remember you, like I said to you the other day, was that video where you were crying because you lost all your money. That's the only time I remember you talking about trading, is that you lost all your money and you were crying on YouTube. And
Peter, do you have any
humiliated
evidence
yourself.
of how much money I have?
Nope. Do you have any evidence of how much money I have?
Right. Yes, I do, actually, because you talked
No, you
about your
don't.
losses in specific terms.
Yeah, but that's one thing.
I even know your revenue. I even know how
but
much
you don't know how
money
much money I've got. You don't know how much money I've got.
I have a better idea than you have of mine. Please
no,
stop
do you know
talking
what?
about my money and my
Because I know you.
performance, because you don't
Because I know you have
anything.
5 million. I know you. I know you got $5 million in ETH.
Great. So listen, I hope truly that you improve yourself as a human being. I hope that you can find advertisers that like working with you, that provide good services for your customers, that give them anonymity, that give them their own private keys, and that have liquidity, okay? Which currently you don't have. I hope that you upgrade that, all right? Second, I hope that you start to control the words that come out of your mouth, because you say a lot of things that are false and they're damaging. You say a lot of terrible things about me.
There's a lot of hypocrisy there for you.
That is not true.
Well, you're a terrible human.
Example, perfect example, right? The guy that wrote self-help books and does anything he can to help people and only has a world full of people that he's done well, and not a single person in the world can ever say that I've ripped them off, which is why no one, search as they may, can find anyone. No one, right? So I hope that you learn to speak truthfully about people.
The narcissist playbook.
Right. I hope that you learn to speak.
It helped the world.
I hope that you learn to speak truthfully about people. I hope that you learn to stop fucking over your users. And I hope that you literally get out of the crypto space, because I don't think you're helping it. I think you're bad face for crypto. I think you harm adoption. I don't think anyone that listens to you is going to make better trading decisions. I don't think anyone that listens to you is going to learn anything about technology.
I'm not in crypto. They definitely won't listen to me. Okay, let me answer those 3 points. Firstly, I'm not in crypto. I'm in Bitcoin. Okay. Secondly, I don't give any trading advice at all, ever. I haven't given trading advice for at least a year and a half. So that's a fundamentally unproven point. And I agree, no one's going to learn anything about me from technology, but do you know what they are going to do? They're going to listen to my interviews with Nick Szabo, Peter Willey, John Newbery, and back, and they're going to learn something from them. And I'm going to ask the questions they want to hear the answers to. The downloads speak volumes for it. So yeah, I kind of agree with you, but the way you're using it is manipulation.
Crypto deserves better than you, and I hope that it finds it.
I'm not in crypto.
I'm not going to be
in crypto.
And you may not understand that you're giving trading advice when you demonize other competing projects, but you are.
Oh yeah, no, I'm giving trading advice. Sorry,
no,
you're right. You're right.
World,
yes,
and people
sorry,
buy
I am giving
Bitcoin
trading
instead
advice.
of altcoins.
I am. You're right.
Okay.
I am advising people not to trade or buy HEX because it's a scam. That's what I am giving. So you are right about that. And I also, actually, I am giving trading advice because when I say to people, I say these are risky investments. If you consider it, you need to be very careful. No,
yeah, they are.
I do say that as well.
Yeah, they could go to zero.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no, sorry. HEX I wouldn't put in the risky investment. I would put that in the moronic investment of utterly stupid people who are going to be trading your scam and only putting money in your pockets. That's what I would say about that, because you're a scammer. But I would say to other people, anything like Bitcoin is super risky. You need to be very, very careful with these things. So I guess you're right. I do give trading advice because I warn people that it's very risky. But I wouldn't ever say, oh, here's the price, and give people like price predictions like you.
Yeah, because you're not qualified. I am.
Well, how do you,
I called the 20K Christmas months before it happened, and then I called the short. So
but you didn't
fuck yourself.
So what if you called the 20K and the if you called the 20K and the short, why were you crying on YouTube that you lost all your money?
See, you keep throwing that you lost all your money in there, and I don't get it.
Well, why were you crying about the price on YouTube?
Because I spent all day, every day saying good things about Bitcoin, and I knew the bear market was going to occur, and I didn't want to not. I didn't want to not be able to say good things about Bitcoin anymore.
You do that. You stutter when you're.
Yeah, I'm incapable of proper speech. I'll work on my enunciation.
No, you just do it. I've just noticed a pattern. When you're busted and you're trapped in a corner because you're caught in your own lies and bullshit, you stutter. I've just noted it. It's a pattern.
Peter, have you ever worried that you might do time for buying that weed with that Bitcoin that you got? Have you ever worried about law enforcement coming down on you? Because you look like the kind of guy covered in tattoos that probably does some illegal shit, right? I mean, I don't think it's fair
Don't
that
do
people
anything
that are
illegal.
covered with full sleeve tattoos are, looked down upon by society. I think that, they're very nice people, right? Like, you could have been a very nice person. You turned out not to be, but you could have been. I know a lot of people that are tatted up that I like, but like you, I don't know, man. Like, if I were an advertiser and I was trying to hand my money out, you got a pretty foul mouth, full sleeve, kind of look like a ex-con, and got wrecked in the market, and talks demonly about like everyone that they possibly can for fucking clout chasing, literally snuck on my stream by using a link that wasn't given to you. Which, it's funny, actually, it's actually funny. That's actually a violation of the law. So in the United States, when you get access to a computer unauthorized, it's a violation of the CSA or some CFA, something along those lines. So like literally in the United States, what you did is fucking illegal. But you probably don't know about U.S. law because, you don't know that much about anything. Look, I hope that you improve, and I hope that you become a better person. I think, in fact, everything that you've accused me of, you actually are and do, and maybe you're projecting. Like maybe some part of your subconscious realizes that you're being a piece of shit, and you see it in others, and you think, you know what, man, that guy's actually living the fucking dream I wish I was fucking living. I'm going to come say a lot of bad shit about that guy. I wouldn't be surprised if you went and fucking bought some HEX to see how it worked.
No, that won't happen. I'm not a scammer, and I'm not going to put any money into your scam or into your pockets. You've already scammed people out of $5 million.
Yeah.
Your soul is black.
I won't tell anyone, man.
You're
Listen,
fundamentally
when you
dishonest.
sell your kids' college funds to all in HEX, I won't tell a soul, bro. It'll be our secret.
But I'm not going to. That's not going to happen.
Because they don't have college funds, do they?
You don't think I'm prepared for my children? They're in private school right now.
I'm just fucking with you because you keep being an asshole trying to shove words in my mouth, and it's offensive to me.
No, I'm just telling
like
you.
I would never
because
use these
you are.
fucking. I would never be this gross with somebody, but you're so disgusting.
You're triggered.
No,
You're triggered.
I'm not triggered.
Because
I see
firstly,
you
someone's
injecting
calling-
falsehoods into the world, and it makes me fucking sick. I don't like falsehoods and lies when I see them. They make me fucking sick.
So why do you tell so many lies yourself?
I don't.
You've lied repeatedly during
I don't.
this interview.
Sure, point it out.
Repeatedly.
Point it out. Point it out. Go.
At least
Point it out.
a few times I've had to pause you.
Point it out.
And I've had to correct you on your lies.
Yep. Thank you.
Say
Remind me.
Yeah.
Which one?
So, for
What are you
example,
talking about?
well, you said I'm broke. Well, you said I've lost all my money. Both of those things are fundamentally untrue.
Okay, I'm happy to retract those statements if anyone thought that. I don't actually know how much Peter has, right? I just know he wrote
So I
articles
could
and got
go
clout
back
about being wrecked, and I don't know that many other people that got famous from being wrecked. But since you're one of the few guys to be famous from being wrecked and write articles about it and clout chase for it and shit and brag about how wrecked you were, it's a little bit weird to me, right? Because nobody
Again,
else
so
brags
there's
about
another
how wrecked they
example.
got.
There's another example. Okay, you said brag about being wrecked. I didn't brag about it.
You wrote a whole
I told
article
a very
about it,
honest
dude.
story. No, I wrote a tweet storm about it, and then I got interviewed by a newspaper about it called The Guardian.
Right.
So
Okay.
I didn't brag about it. I just wrote about it. Okay.
Look, I didn't
That's
brag
not
about
bragging.
it. I just
This is
popularized it and went on a fucking news article about it. Mate, what are you talking about? It's obvious that you're trying to get famous out of being wrecked. It's obvious. It's obvious it's the only
You
thing
think-
you've got going for you. The only notable thing you have in your life is that you got wrecked. What other notable thing do you have going on in your life? What have you
Well, I have
achieved?
two
I've had
beautiful-
150 employees. You've got kids. Appeal to kids. Fucking dictators
Hold on,
have kids
you-
too.
you're not-
Matter of fact, dictators have
you're
more
not letting
kids,
me-
so are they better people? You're just stupid. You're a loser who's achieved nothing with his life except get wrecked and have a fucking article in a newspaper about it. And you keep
that's
saying
not
that you
true.
have
That's
kids
not
like
true.
you're a good person. Having kids
not-
doesn't make
I
you a
don't
good
have-
person. It means your genitals work. That's it. That's all it fucking means.
You're
not a good person, Peter.
You know you're busted.
No, it's just
Okay.
I'm talking to a literal
You want
piece of
answers?
shit on the phone, and it's like sometimes it's hard for me to treat you better than you deserve. Sometimes I treat you like you actually deserve.
So,
I'm
again,
glad you have kids,
asked me
Peter. I'm
what
glad
I
you've
achieved.
mentioned it 4 fucking times. I don't. So am I worse? And you're better?
Mentioned it once again. An example of you lying, and you do this repeatedly. You repeatedly lie and you manipulate and you change language because what you care about is the people in this group here and protecting the reputation of the scam you're trying to keep going. But you're
Right.
fundamentally lying. I mentioned my kids once. Okay,
No,
I
you've
my
mentioned
kids
them
once.
more than once. This would be at least the second time. At least. Because and I can
Because
tell you
you
when.
meant-
When I
no,
asked what are your
again,
plans, you said
Sorry, about school funds. You mentioned the funds for college. Okay, so maybe twice. Anyway,
Right.
so you
So
said I've
I've
achieved
I've
nothing.
made more money than you've ever made in your life multiple times. True or false?
Dictators have made more money than me in my life.
Okay, so it's a fucking true then.
There
right?
you go. There you go.
Right. Now,
there you
I will
go.
say I
So-
don't think you should measure a person's quality by how much money they made because pieces
Well, you're
of
the
shit
one bringing
make
it up
money.
all the time, dude.
Yeah,
You're the
but
dude who keeps
because-
bringing it up.
But you care. I don't. I actually
bring
don't
it up.
care.
No, no.
Right? But since
No,
I know that
no, I
you
don't.
care, I'm going to fuck with you
Again,
with it.
No, you're the one
I
bringing
think
it
most
up, and then
developers don't make a lot of money and they're amazing people. So like fucking, I don't think how much money you makes matters, but since I know you're bothered because you're poor, I fucking want to mention it to bother you because you deserve that shit.
Lying? Okay.
It's not lying.
I'm poor.
Can you explain the lie to me? I have made more money than you. Where's the lie?
Okay.
There's no lie.
Do you want
it's
an
a
answer?
fucking fact.
Do you want an answer, or do you want to keep shouting like a triggered person?
I'll take the answer.
Really triggered.
Give me the answer.
You've never been. I've never seen you this triggered, and I think what it is I've gone under your.
You found a chink in the armor, bro. You got me.
Okay.
Some new information came out here. I'm crushed now. There's nothing. I've had the same conversation with 40
See, you do it. Look, every time I pause.
That's just
every
timing.
time I pause.
It's just timing because of delay. I'm not trying to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I can hear you perfectly well. There's no delay. Okay. Again, you say about money. I've not brought up money. You're the one who's brought up money all the way through this consistently. I've made more money than you. I'm more this than you. I'm a self. You're the one who keeps saying all this stuff, not me. That is you who keeps saying that. Okay.
What does self-help have to do with money?
I'm just saying you're the one who keeps bringing up things, using them to elevate you above me, and then you say I don't care about
I'm smarter
money.
than
I've made
you,
more money
more
than
successful than you, and have hired and fired more people than you, and know more than you, and I always will for the rest of our lives. You are a sad, sad shadow of me. You will never be near my level. I don't know why I'm speaking to you, actually. You don't even deserve this conversation. I wouldn't have participated in this conversation, but you snuck on the call by violating computer security law, okay? By using a link that wasn't given to you. You are a scumbag. That is the reality of it. You are a scumbag who has never done anything good for the world and is only popular because you lost your fucking money. That is your fucking net worth to the world as a warning for how to not do things. I am the opposite. I retired at 24. I'm the opposite of you.
Well, yeah, I mean.
So tell me why you're famous in crypto, even though you're not in crypto, and why aren't you in crypto?
Okay, so firstly, I wouldn't even use the term famous. I don't even like that. I think it's kind of gross. You said what is my contribution to the world? I would say, look, I don't think I've done anything massive, but I'm quite proud of the things I've done.
You used to sell people shit, didn't you, bro?
Sell people shit.
Yeah, you used to have a marketing company, didn't you? Didn't you sell a lot of stuff?
I used to have had an advertising agency.
Yeah, can we talk about what you advertised?
No, we had clients, so we did advertising on behalf of our clients.
Can you remember who those clients might have been?
Yeah, we had Virgin Active, who were a chain of gyms, a bit like Equinox.
Right.
We had Nightingale, which is like an English-based champagne. We had a hotel
those
group,
gyms,
DLH.
Those gyms, are those the kind of gyms where they sign you in for a year and then they never let you leave, and you got to beg them to not keep billing you forever? Is it that kind of gym you promoted?
Can I just?
Or you didn't have the time to research it. You just take whatever money they give you.
Can I just make a small point here, Richard?
You make a big point. You can take an hour. Go ahead.
Okay, so I know what manipulation is, and I know a lot about narcissism because I've read a lot about it, and like sociopathic techniques. And I understand. This is why when you start going off, I just stop. And then I wait to speak. And when you talk over me, then again, I stop again because I know how narcissists and sociopaths, the way they will lie, manipulate, and twist things. And they will jump from point to point and use whataboutism. I know it. I know all the tactics you're going to use. So all that happens is when you do it, I just pause and wait. Okay.
That's not how whataboutism works.
But, no, you've used whataboutism in this as well.
No,
but listen, one of the things is so I've noticed again what you did with regards to what you've done with regards to my podcast, and now with regards to my advertising agency, is you want to attack the companies and the way the companies operate as if they are.
I think that you're a piece of shit that'll take any money that's handed to you, and you don't do any due diligence on who you're fucking advertising for because you're a scumbag and you don't care about the rest of the world. You care about your pocket.
No, and
I'm the opposite, which is why you can't give me any money. Which I don't have a Bitcoin address published. Why I don't have a shopping cart. You physically can't give me money, Peter, but everyone can give your money.
Well, I can.
Because you don't have ethics and you don't have morals and you need money. So you accept any fucking ad that someone will give you because you're a broke piece of shit that will mislead and harm people to make money. And you have done it and you're doing it now. You're doing it now with
You're
HEX.
just lying.
You could be costing people the opportunity of their lifetime due to the falsehoods and the retardedness that's in your tiny little fucking brain. That doesn't even go on CoinMarketCap, that doesn't know shit about crypto, who's not even in crypto, who doesn't even need to know the technology. Admitted, you don't know anything about what you're talking about. You don't know what coins are going up. You don't know what coins are going down. You don't even look at the fucking price, but you're making price calls. You're an idiot. You are self-admittedly unqualified to be saying the words that you're saying, and you have a history of being a fucking loser. So to be telling people how to run their lives as a loser whose only notoriety came from getting fucking wrecked is disgusting to me. I
Again,
did
it's
a
not
lot
true,
of
but
research to learn this shit,
Richard,
and I know
Richard,
what you
Richard,
don't.
Richard, it is not a debating technique that makes you better than them by shouting over them over and over again. It's just not a technique.
I
and
let
you've
you
done
talk
it
for
now
5 minutes, and I talked for 1 minute.
about.
I let you
So
talk
it's
for
about-
5 minutes,
it's
and I
about-
talked for 1 minute. Would
It's
you
just
like to
not
know
true.
what
Listen.
aboutism means, by the way? Because you're not getting it right.
I know what it
No,
is.
you're
Again,
not.
again. Now you're doing the thing where you,
So
where you
define it,
move from
please.
point to point.
It's not
No, again,
point to
because
point.
what you've done-
You're lying and misusing information. I'm trying to point it out so people don't fuck up like you. Whataboutism is when you say, look, what I'm doing is horrible, but look, what about those guys? What they're doing is horrible too. And that is not what we're doing here. The analogy doesn't fit. I'm not saying that what you're doing is okay because someone else is doing it. I'm not saying what I'm doing is okay because someone else is doing it. You mentioned something that doesn't fit any of the arguments presented here. I'm saying that what you're doing is not okay because it's not okay. And I'm not mentioning any other parties, which is a fucking requirement for whataboutism to apply. So I don't know why you're misusing logic. You,
Well,
either don't understand it.
Again,
I defined whataboutism for you and showed you how you're misusing it. But now you're going to say I'm like interrupting you, right? Even though I'm teaching you how to think properly because you're not smart enough to do it right the first time.
I think in the last 10 minutes, we've moved across about 4 points, and not one time have I ever finished. And what happens is you move to a new point, and then you shout at me and say, you're retarded, you're a loser, you're a scumbag. And the fact is that you don't have a solid argument. And every time you get a solid one, you get triggered like this. And I think that's fundamental like reaction. It's a bit like, do you know what you do? You act like Craig Wright. And I think there's a lot of similarities between you and Craig Wright. And he does something very similar. He gets very angry and he changes a subject or uses whataboutism or deflects because he knows he's fundamentally lying and he's in the wrong. Now,
I think Craig wants to get off the call because, he'll figure out people figure him out. I don't want off the call, man. I'm happy to educate you all night long.
No,
I'm happy to teach you all night long.
You did exactly the same thing with Stefan Livera. Now, Stefan Livera is infinitely more intelligent than you, right? Infinitely more intelligent than you. And every time he came up with you just did the same. You shout over the top and then you change the subject and you move on. And you've done it here like about 100 times. You didn't even, you said,
let's go back.
You're a loser.
Let's go back.
Okay. Let me just answer one of your
all
questions.
The things. No, hold on. Let's go back to the things that I shouted over you and let's go back.
Oh, I can do the same, by the way. I'm going, oh, fucking this, oh, fucking that. Oh, what about that? It's just like, it's nothing. The only people who are going to listen to this and get anything out of this for you are fundamentally stupid, moronic people who just want to cheerlead shouting. The same people who think they've got free HEX or think they're going to be rich, think they're going to get their fake 10,000X. And it's just not true. Okay? So
in reality, you don't actually remember anything that you were shouted over. You just think it happened. And now that I'm giving the opportunity to go back and redress those issues, you can't remember the things.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So you feel slighted and you feel offended, but in reality, you're not. We can talk about anything you want as long as you want. I have no interest in speaking over you. Please, let's address the issues. I will now pause for a very long time, and you can tell the issues. Go.
So you've spoken over to me for about 2 hours now, and every time you do it, I just ignore you, and I just wait and I patiently do it. It's actually a very low intelligent version of debating. For somebody who claims they're very smart, to actually just stand there and shout and change the subject repeatedly, it's really low intelligent thing to do. Because what it is you're saying is that I'm right and I don't want to listen to them. I'm not going to listen to them. It's what I did to you the other day, by the way. I purposely came on your thing. Okay, you check your phone. Once you're done checking your phone,
I'm going to start timing your responses to let you know how stupid you are. So I'm getting a timer out.
So this is what I did with you the other interview the other day. I purposely did exactly this. Like, there were a few people who came to me and said, oh, you just replayed Richard's tactics back at him. And that's exactly what I did. I said, you're a scammer. I'm not changing the subject. You're a scammer. All I did was replay your tactics back at you to show you what you do. And loads of people saw it. Unfortunately, a few people don't understand how you debate, but I see it. And I see that's how you mask your scam by doing it. Okay, so I'm going to stick with just 1 point and 1 point only. Okay, you said to me, what have I done for the world? What have I done good in the world? And then you answer it by going, you're just famous for being a bad trader. You're a scam. You're a piece of shit, blah, blah. And then you change the subject, okay? That's what you did. Okay, so what have I done in the world? Okay, well, I created an advertising agency that had 35 staff, turned over 2.7 million. Not amazing, not the best thing in the world, but, it's above average. And I'm quite proud of that, okay? I've also created 2 quite successful podcasts. Quite proud of that. I'm proud of the way my children are turning out, okay? I've answered your question.
All right, that took you 1 minute. So now I'll start my timer.
And I got to answer.
Now I'm going to start
my timer. You don't
my
need
timer.
timers. You don't. You can just let someone finish without interrupting them. Stop getting triggered. The amount you've got triggered in this is very telling, and I think that is a reflection of you wrestling with the guilt of and shame of the scam that you created.
All right, so that was about a minute 10
it's
that you burnt up. You burnt about a minute.
I gotta go soon and collect my kids. I'm gonna have to go soon and collect my kids, by the way.
Okay. Do you want to have someone else pick them up? I'll give you a minute to.
No, I pick my kids up.
Okay. So I'm going to start my timer now.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to start my timer now. It's 3 seconds in. I think that you're a scamming piece of shit. I think that anyone that has followed your advice in regards to price has been wrecked. I think that anyone that listens to your podcast is being misled.
Lie.
I feel sorry for anyone that interviews with you. I think it's a bad face for crypto. I don't think your personal presentation or your language.
Bitcoin.
I don't know why you're interrupting me. I gave you your time.
Because if you're going to lie, I'm going to just correct you. It's a Bitcoin podcast, not crypto.
Right. Well, you just said you were getting out of crypto. You even said you weren't in it. You said you're doing all these other interviews, right? You got a second podcast going, Defiance or whatever. So I'm pretty sure I'm not lying. I'm pretty sure I'm accurately describing what you do. I'm even letting you plug that sad shit. I think that you're a pitiful excuse for a human being. I'm glad that you have kids. Congratulations. I hope they turn out better than you did. I'm sorry that you can't look into the advertisers that you promote, because in effect, that is the only difference that you have in the world, is the things that you're promoting. Those things that you're promoting are going to affect more lives than your personal speech, because they operate at scale. Thousands of magazines will get handed out, or thousands of podcasts will be listened to, and who you choose to speak with makes a big deal. I regret that you snuck on my show. I wouldn't have spoke to you, because after what you did last time, no one should speak to you. I regret that you remain ignorant of what's going on in the crypto space, because those are competitive products to the only thing that you care about, which is Bitcoin. And if you don't want to be outperformed by your competitors, you have to have awareness of what your competitors are doing. And that's something you'll never have, because you don't look at the price, and you don't look at CoinMarketCap, and you think everything's a scam from a position of ignorance. And I come from a position of knowledge. I know what's going on, and you don't. I make good price calls, and you don't. I make a cryptocurrency and give it out for free, and you don't. I don't have advertisers.
Damn right I don't.
You do. I am a better man than you. I'm a better human being. I've affected more lives positively. I would hope that maybe you could learn something by downloading my free self-help book, SciVive, at t.me/SciVive. Read those and use the principles in them. There's 2 books. One, things you can do personally. One, things that the system needs to get better. Education, elections, politics.
I'm definitely not reading those books.
Right. If your attention span is too short, you can watch the videos, youtube.com/Richard Hart. You can go back at my first videos that ever came out, long before crypto popped off, and watch how to give better apologies and how to be a good friend, and how to get less drunk when you go out. And from what I hear, you've got a drinking problem. No?
No, I don't drink, actually.
You quit.
No, I used to have a drug problem.
Okay.
No, I had a drug problem.
All right. I heard wrong then. Sorry about that. I take that shit back. Yeah, I take that back. Sorry.
I actually saw in your HEX group a lot of very libelous, false accusations about me, which I think is kind
Internet's full of assholes. That doesn't surprise me. You're gonna see false things about everybody.
You.
So I spent 3 minutes. You spent 1 minute. You got 2 more minutes. Go ahead.
Well, so I've got to go and collect my kids from school.
All right.
And that's a priority. So I'm
Peter,
going to go and do
listen,
that.
I hope we never speak again. I hope that you become a better person.
I was going to finish up.
I'll even let you show your stuff. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to show my stuff. Okay. I just want to say thank you for letting me do this today. I actually think what I did the other day, you should go back and look at it and then look at this one, and you'll notice that I played back your exact same tactics back at you. I think it's a real shame that I miss the old Richard, the one who actually cared about like people and products and was a really good debater against people who were scammers. And I thought that was really good. One of the saddest things, really sad things, is looking through the comments and seeing how many people you've converted over to this absolute nonsense, and kind of moronic, terrible forms of behavior. I think it's a real shame. I think you were a good dude. I think we would have been friends. We would have gone well. I can't associate with you now because you are a scammer, and you are a scammer, and you are running a scam, and you have 5 million in ETH and whatever down the line. I think that is a real shame. Good luck with your group of followers who follow you for whatever.
Imagine if you'd only launched for 5 days and you only got $5 million. Imagine if you like maintained that performance over a whole year. That'd be like a third of $1 billion, wouldn't it? And you'd be really mad then, wouldn't you?
Yeah. No, because I don't have that much of an interest in money like you. If I did, I would do something different for a job. Like being a podcaster isn't going to make me rich in any way at all, but it's fulfilling. I get to really enjoy what I do. I get to speak to a wide variety of people. People in Bitcoin. I even get to talk to scammers like you. It's like a wide variety of people, and it gives me like a really kind of broad experience. I see Ivan in Texan here. He'll understand that because he talks to like honest people and scammers as well, and I get a really fulfilled by it. I also, one of the great things about doing it is I can pick my hours, which is great as a parent. I could do something dishonest. I could create a scam. I could create a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme, and I could go and rip people off, but I'm not going to, because one, it's not fulfilling, and two, I'd rather do other things in life. I know you're going to do what you're going to do, and the fundamental thing I've seen with like people who are very dishonest, they're never going to admit it, and at some point you
should say sociopathic. You missed that one.
Well, because I'm not sure if you're a sociopath. You're certainly
say I'm
a
like Craig
narcissist.
Wright. Come on, there we go. Narcissist.
Yeah, you're
Craig
you're a
Wright,
narcissist.
sociopath, scammer. People are going to lose money.
Yeah.
And then
Yes,
say
they're
I've
all
already
true.
admitted, and then say a bunch of things I didn't say. I understand your
They're all
playbook.
true.
I get it. You want to poison me through association. I get it. That's fine. Everyone knows what's up,
I
man.
mean, you.
No one's fooled.
everybody-
Like, everyone knows.
Yeah.
No one on this
And-
stream thinks I'm a scammer. They do not, because I am not.
Yes, they
You
do.
are the only person that thinks that. It's just you.
Yeah.
Just
No,
like
no,
you can't
plenty of people
understand
think
why
we're
people
scammers.
buy other things that aren't Bitcoin. You don't understand it, but they do, because they're the ones doing it. They know, and you
Hey,
don't know.
Ivan, how are you, Ivan? We should talk sometime, Ivan. We should have a talk about this. Anyway, listen, look, I've got to go pick up
Good
my
luck.
kids.
Good luck with your kids.
Usually I want to say I wish you best, but I just don't, because I think you're a dishonest person, and the way you're trying to justify it is by like using like weird insults against me, and I think that's really sad.
I'll try and be less weird, mate.
You're probably the only self-help book writer who's created a scam, which I think is like.
Are you
hilarious.
crazy?
And,
Those people create scams
Dan-
like fucking all the time.
okay,
I think self-help
that's a
writers create
tactic of
scams pretty
scammers.
often. No,
Well,
there's
I
just
think
people that
that's a
have
very-
influence other
I
people
think that's a
tend to fucking
very
use it.
good. I think that's a very good place to end
It
your
is.
confession.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, good luck with your scam.
Thank you.
And I hope you find your soul. And
Yeah.
see you later, dude.
Bye. All right. That was 10% less bad than the last time he was here. But it was pretty fucking bad. Pretty bad. Usually, I don't talk to chat or read their questions, but that shit was so disgusting and gross that I feel like rinsing it out of my mouth. So, what's up, chat? Ugh. I'm sorry that he snuck on the stream. Yeah. Weird. All right. Let's see here. Questions. This guy is a waste of your time, Richard, and a waste of mine as well. Yes, it is disgusting. So a person that doesn't have any information to give you, the only thing he can do is try and like Keller things, right? So he can't speak to the realities because he doesn't know the realities. So he can just try and associate you with things that are bad, right? So if you just keep calling someone a psycho and a sociopath and a scammer over and over again, he hopes it sticks because he doesn't have any data or evidence, right? It's like, okay, who have I ever even given a bad deal to? No one. Okay. Well, then you should stop saying that scam shit, right? No, because you made a coin. Okay, well, Satoshi made a coin. Is he a scammer? And he owned the majority of it, the majority of the time it existed, right? Or like during the early years. Like he was the super epic mega whale. No one even knows who he is. Okay, is it a scammer? No, it's not a scammer. It's free open source peer-to-peer software you can use or not. I don't really see how you get scammed on it. I'm not going to read these ultra mean questions. There's people in chat saying very bad things about Peter that I could repeat to be mean, but now that he's not here and I'm not like affecting him, there's no reason to poison you guys with that shit. Talk about crypto, guys. We don't care about your personal trash talk. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But when the other party doesn't know anything and they can't speak about it, then what am I going to do? Just like have a monologue next to him or something? I assure you we won't have that problem again, because I can just click the end button the next time that happens. I gave him a second shot, and it didn't go any better than the first shot. Do I smoke pot? No. I like being stronger. I don't like being weaker. So pot don't make you stronger. And I hate that I had to like shit talk other projects that probably aren't even bad. Like, I'm sure Kraken's fine, right? Yeah, they got slightly thin order books, but okay, they're fine, right? And I like what they did, trying to guess what is security or not, putting their lawyer on it. That was nice. And I, you know, if the wire system works fine, great. Like, you know, it's in MetaMask and the deposit option. If it works, cool. I've never used it. I hope it works fine. And usually, if you want to get money into crypto, you're going to have to take a hit on the privacy aspect. It's just how it is. So you guys at Wire, didn't mean to shit talk you, but I just wanted him to feel bad for his life choices. Kraken didn't mean to shit talk you, but I wanted Peter to feel bad because he earned it. And then who else did I say shit about? That gym company. Most gym companies are pretty scammy, but hey, maybe they're okay too. And BlockFi, I don't know about that. I don't have to say anything nice about those guys. It's a centralized counterparty. They risk losing all your money to let you see low percentage returns. We're designed to replace those guys. We're designed to get you higher returns with no counterparty risk. You mint your own coins, you mint your own rewards. Seems better to me. So I would consider them a competitor. Therefore, I don't have to say nice things about those guys. So someone says, by the way, the reason that Peter came on, just so that you guys know, is because he performed so terribly the last time and so grossly that so many people called him up on it that he's trying to rinse that idea out of people's heads. The same reason he's trying to get the last word on a podcast, right? Because, you know, how you leave people is important, right? That's like the last thing that you have at dinner. The flavors kind of stick with you. And I don't want you guys to have his flavor. Nobody should, right? Not a good person. Has kids. Wow. Amazing. Claim to fame. What a dumb thing to even bring up. When in the history of who talks about their kids on stream for why? Like, totally irrelevant. Not to mention, if you like your kids, the internet is not where you should be talking about them. That's risky for your kids. You know, if you're gathering up enemies and you're talking shit about the whole world, do you want people knowing you have kids? I fucking don't. Bad life choice as far as I'm concerned. Bad operational security. Very stupid. Scrolling through the list here. What do you think about the fact that someone has to win and someone has to lose money? I mean, money doesn't fly to the sky. This is a common misconception, and it's 100% false. There are systems that are net positive, right? So trading, in general, net negative. One guy loses, one guy wins. But that's over a short time frame. If you look at the S&P 500 over a long time frame, and you just bought in, the S&P 500 represents productive companies that produce things. If you have a farm, the farm keeps making food, right? And that's profit. And so whoever owns that farm is likely to be profitable because the farm is productive. Or if you own a business, the business is productive. So owning productive assets creates net gain in the world, right? And making things more efficient creates net gain. And vertical integration creates net gain. Well, net gain for the company. Sometimes it doesn't do the society right when you end up with monopolies and such. So everything is not net negative. So if you take a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin right now is at $7,500. It's up 750,000x from when it was a penny. It used to be up 2 millionx in 2017 at the end of it. So who lost their money? Well, in fact, as long as human beings count paper money as real money, which they do, then you can have systems where everyone is rich on paper. And as long as everyone doesn't withdraw at the same time, everyone will continue to be rich on paper. And that's what the S&P 500 is. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. And since everyone's not trying to divest of all their ownership of all of the productive assets in that class, then it's very likely to continue to be that way. So this idea that finance is net zero, one guy has to win, one guy has to lose, that's only true in small time frames, right? Over larger time frames, you can have net win for everybody because everyone's not going to sell at the same time, right? So everything in the world that if everyone sold it at the same time, the price is going to go down because that's an increase in supply, right? With probably a reduction in demand if everyone's trying to sell. So it's just supply and demand. So if you take a cryptocurrency, if everyone buys into HEX and then the price goes up and then everyone's locked up, for that period when everyone's locked up, everyone's going to be in profit because everyone's locked up, right? Now, how would you get losses? Well, people would sell and then the price would go down and then more people would sell. And maybe if it goes below their entries, then they could lose, right? So look, these questions, these economics questions are something that people go to school for and research. And usually after all of the research and all the schooling still can't make money in a market. So predicting the future is extremely hard, you know? I can't say whether anything is going to cause more winners than losers. I have no idea. I can't say whether the price is going to go up more than it's going to go down. I have no idea, right? You design a thing, you try and build it to the best of your abilities, but how it operates in the real world, totally outside my control. I don't know when it's going to list. I don't know where it's going to list. I don't know whether the price is going to go up, sideways, down, fully stop functioning. Who knows? I don't know. I know that we've got multiple audits. I know that no one else has problems functioning. Sounds like this is kind of reliable. Okay, right? Like I show you the reality, I show you the measurements, I show you the conclusions I've come to, and you should come to your own conclusions. If you think altcoins don't go up in price, well, you go ahead and check the charts. If you think centralization of ownership is a problem, well, one, we're curing that by killing the Bitcoin whales. But even if we create new whales, how did that work out for XLM and XRP? At 60%, 80%, single entity ownership. It worked out fabulously for them. I dare you to try and make an XRP cash. They'll sue the fuck out of you. Why? Because they've got a central bag holder that can do that, right? And then even everyone that shit talks XRP, including me, really, how exactly has their network not functioned? It's functioned fine. Nobody's losing money on it. I mean, they're losing money speculating, but as far as actually using the market to do what it's supposed to do and take value from here and move it to there, it's nearly instant and it usually works. So what's the fucking problem, right? Like, yeah, a lot of these anti-crypto arguments when one crypto attacks another crypto is based on fantasies that they have in their head about how things are going to fail one day, but then they just, for the most part, don't, right? Like Peter and I, we talked about, do coins go up a lot? Yes. Are some of the coins that go up a lot total retarded, shouldn't do that? Yes. Okay. Well, then of what relevance is it to actually measure the goodness of a thing in regards to price? They're unrelated. They're totally unrelated. So whether you think a thing is good or not has absolutely nothing to do with its price performance. Nothing. So you can talk about the goodness of the thing and whether it does what it's supposed to do. That's good. But then as soon as you try and talk price based on that, you're fucking up because they're not related. They're not. People buy things that don't make any damn sense. And people don't buy some things that do make sense, right? So the man just doesn't understand logic, basically, right? Doesn't understand how whataboutism works. Just keeps shoving bad frames and language into my mouth that I don't say, right? And that's really, I think that if this were a real debate with a moderator, if it was a boxing match, it's like hitting below the belt, right? When you keep accusing someone of saying things that they didn't say, it's about everyone's waste of fucking time. Like, we all know that the other person's position isn't the opposite of their position, right? So it's like, I don't support trading. Keeps asking me, you support trading? No, I don't. I tell you not to trade. Well, you support trading. No, I don't. I tell you not to trade, and I build a product that shows you gains without trading. Designed to, right? We'll see how it works out. So gross and disgusting. I hope we never have something like that again. And then I went down to his level and started using, shitty tactics to try and make him look bad because he should look bad because he is bad. I don't know what you expect when you sneak on someone's computer. when they don't want you to be there. I don't know. But he's got kids, so, you know, how bad could he really be? Pretty fucking bad. Pretty bad. Hope they spend a lot of time with their mother. Yeah, this is like watching a flat earther talk to somebody. You're like, yeah, it's terrible. A guy that doesn't know anything about anything. Do you go on CoinMarketCap? No. Well, where do you go? I don't go anywhere. I don't even look at the price. Bro, you need to shut up. Like that should be the end of the conversation right there. You don't know what's going on in the world. Why are you trying to tell people what to do? You're the least qualified person to know. They know more than you. The people that you're telling what to do know more about what's going on than you do. Unfucking believable. Let's go to the chat here. So people are asking me about other like revenue generating products. Here's a problem with other revenue generating products, like centralized finance products. If you have DAI, or you have all these other companies that I could name that take control of your keys and take your money, and then you hope they give you your money back and you hope that they give you a return. First of all, crypto was designed to get rid of that shit. You guys are making new banks. You're taking crypto, which is peer-to-peer and trustless and relies on your personal responsibility, and you're fucking replacing it with goddamn new banks. That's what you're doing. You're breaking crypto and you're ruining it. You're ruining crypto. Stop ruining crypto. Stop making new counterparties. Stop introducing new middlemen. Stop making things riskier. Crypto is meant to cure that shit. But you guys are fucking it all up. Stop. So let's talk about what these entities do. They want to show you a return. How do they show you a return? By finding people that want to lend something and people that want to borrow something, and they make a fee in the middle. So what does that require? One, it requires usually that they have custody so that they can manage to move it from one part to the other, right? Very rarely do you see them using atomic cross swaps, which are trustless, right? So now you've got someone that can steal the money, right? Because they had possession of it. They're the one moving it from party to party, so now they can steal it and lose it, or have a government order cause them to seize it, or just decide to remove your country from their list of service countries, right? Which happens, right? So that sucks, and that's not what crypto was designed for, and the returns on it are garbage. Why are the returns on it garbage? Because once more lenders see that there's profit there, lending there, they put their coins for sale, and then the fucking rates go down. So where the rates might have been double-digit percents, now they're single-digit percents. In crypto, are you willing to risk the custody of your assets and the chance that you may never see them again for single-digit percent gains? When crypto goes up 42% a fucking day on the blue chip, let alone the illiquid stuff that goes up easier? You're going to risk your whole stack for 7% fucking a year? You're stupid. That sounds damn stupid to me. Why? When you could just choose the right coin and hold it and have no counterparty risk, and if you chose the right coin, it can go up 100 fucking X. Like, you're going to take risk for 7%. How about just not make the 7% and not lose all your money when they get hacked? That sounds like a better deal to me. So why can HEX outperform those gains? Because it's going to inflate whether anyone borrows or not. There's going to be gains there in HEX terms, whether it has a lot of borrowers or no borrowers. And the counterparty is you. You're minting your own coins. You're minting your own rewards. There's no counterparty risk. So it's less risky, and it's designed to have higher gains. And the gains don't reduce the more people that adopt. But in those lending systems, if you're a lender and more lenders show up, you're making less money. Now in HEX, there is kind of that same metric, but it's canceled out by the USD price. So in HEX, if 100% of coin staked, then everyone would get a maximum of 3.69% a year at the end of their stake. Well, what are the chances of 100% of coin stake? Pretty low, right? But what if they did? What if 100% of coin staked? Well, what do you think the USD price of something is going to be if there's absolutely barely any on the market because they're all locked up? Well, if demand is static or increasing, you're going to get an increase in price in a free market. Well, does that happen in a DeFi product? Does that happen in one of these coin lending products where you have all this counterparty risk? If more people use it, does the USD price of the project go up? Nope. Has no effect at all, because it's not actually impacting the supply to any meaningful degree, right? Because the market's already so large. So there's 160 billion of Bitcoin out there. Well, 7,500 times 18 million. I think it's 160 billion, around there. I might be wrong, do the math, but we'll call it 16 billion. So if you've got 16 billion coins, and I'm not comfortable not knowing that number, I'm just going to do the math myself. It's 135 billion. So if you've got 135 billion of dollars out there, and this one lending product gets a lot of lenders and a lot of borrowers, they're going to make a lot of fees, but no one's really going to get rich. The gains are going to be low. Nobody's going to be paying 20%. They're going to be paying 3%, something like that. There's just not real profit in there. You're not going to 10x your stack in that shit ever, and you're taking on counterparty risk. But in HEX, if a lot of people lock up their coins, yes, your interest in HEX goes down, but the USD price of the coin goes up, probably more than the amount that the decrease in the HEX payout was, right? So this is a better designed system that's more secure, and should, if things go as planned, show far higher gains than 7% with counterparty risk, and maybe it'll be 3% by the time you decide to do it. I don't know. I'm unimpressed with those projects. Crypto is designed to get rid of those companies. We're not supposed to be creating new banks. That's what banks do. Banks take your possession of your money, fuck you around with bad hours and gotcha capitalism and bad fees, and maybe you don't get your money back. Oh, but FDIC insurance, yeah, it's capped. And once you're over the cap, you don't get your money back. Oh, you can spread it across banks. Actually, I don't think that works. I think it's across all banks is the way that works. But you can Google that too. So, yeah. Next question, I guess. Lifting heavy these days? Yeah, I was lifting real heavy, but this last week, man, my sleep's been so messed up that I haven't messed with it. I don't want to lift when I'm barely conscious and injure myself, and then I won't be able to lift for weeks after. So I'm just taking a week or two off because of the HEX launch and all that, and then I'll get back on it. I still feel strong, It's not. I don't feel like I've lost any gains. I'm going through the questions here. Yeah, so I'm sweating my ass off. When I have this chandelier on, there's so many light bulbs in it that it makes this place really hot, and it's not that fun. I'm wearing shorts and it's still hot. Someone asked, what would you consider the end game to be for HEX? How can HEX holders cash out if there's no liquidity? Listen, broke person, I know you know this fancy word called liquidity. Your broke ass doesn't need liquidity. What you need is just enough thickness in the order book to sell your pitiful amount of money without much slippage. That's what you need, okay? What some giant-ass whale needs with liquidity is not your problem, right? And he can spread his order over time if the book's not liquid enough, or he can do what the XRP guys does and create new liquidity by selling to other parties that wouldn't naturally be in the market. So XRP doesn't hit their order books by selling to other people shares in their company so that they don't have to sell coins, right? And it creates a virtual side liquidity. But your broke ass doesn't ever have to worry about that. Don't worry about it, okay? I bet the market is more than liquid enough now for you, right? This 5-day-old market on an exchange that no one's ever heard of is probably more than liquid enough for you. So I don't know why people have this appeal to liquidity crap. Someone asked, why do you think an honest whale is good? Because here's my position. I don't trust you little minnows to hold the damn price up because y'all broke and you need money. And people that are broke and need money and they want to buy shit like cars and whatnot, what do? They sell. And then what do they do later when the price keeps going up? They regret selling, right? They get shaken out. HEX is not designed to benefit you guys that want to sell on day 5 and day 6. That is not the time frame that we're looking at, right? That time frame is not what is being optimized for at all. And if you think that you can release 2 years of pent-up demand on a single day and then have great price appreciation on the other days when there may have not even been an exchange, I don't know what you're thinking. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. I don't understand what you're doing. Maybe you do. I publish the US charts. I let you know that people over FOMO'd that day there, and that you may want to spread your order over time because you might catch a better deal, right? But fucking can't, I don't know. People, they FOMO day one. That's just what they do. So I don't know how you could stop them from doing it. But whatever. But now, like, see, here's the thing. The price chart looks bad, but what are the people that are in the price chart thinking? They're thinking, man, I paid this. I could spend a little bit more and double my stack, is what they're thinking, right? So those guys that went in heavy early, now they're probably looking at dollar cost averaging and having a larger stack at a lower cost basis because you could get so much, cheaper now, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if, in effect, having a very high launch and then a trail off ended up getting net more money because people are like, damn, this looks like a really good deal now, right? But if they like scaled in the whole way, they might just put what they thought they were going to put. But if they go heavy day one and they see it gets cheap, well, then they might put a little bit more than they thought just to get that lower of their cost basis by dollar cost averaging at a lower number later. And I'm not sure, like you can see those drops are getting smaller, right? So it looked like this. We're kind of doing this now. I don't know if it's going to keep doing that, right? Could do anything. But this could be the bottom, right? Like it might not get cheaper after today. I don't know, right? It's very, in markets, bottoms are usually found. So it's not outside the realm of believability. So what would the end game be? Stake as long as you can, as large as you can, as early as you can, and then when the stake expires, sell whatever you want, and then restake whatever you don't want. Seems like an okay game plan to me. That's what you do with any asset, right? Like you have an investment horizon, you invest, and then you buy what you want, and then you keep some on there to keep appreciating. Like I don't know. I don't know what other plan there is. Like, I mean, ideally you buy it, it goes up, then you get some cool stuff, and then you keep some so it keeps going up. I mean, I'm not an investment advisor, you can do whatever you like, but that seems like how speculation is supposed to work. DCA makes sense. What strategy you recommend? Look, I have no idea. Here's the thing. DCA makes sense if there's peaks and valleys, right? But if there's not peaks and valleys and it was just a flat price, then getting in the earliest possible gets you the lowest share price. So you get more shares for your staked HEX, and then you get more of the big payday on day 353. So in a world where everyone thought static was the best, you going on all in first day would be the ideal situation. However, in a world where everyone all in's one day, then scaling is what makes sense. And so it's basically like whatever the opposite of what most people are doing is. So now it's too late to use that logic because the past is already done, right? So if you already went in all in day one, you just are. Hold on a second. My computer's getting functified. It should be fine. So, yeah, I would not look. I have no idea what to tell you, man. The time for those optimizations was before day one, right? So now what do? Is it a better deal to all in now? Yeah, if the price only goes up from here. Or is it a better idea to scale in? Well, yeah, if the price goes down from here or sideways or something. Mostly down, I guess. So I don't know. Which one is it? Like, I don't know, right? These aren't even liquid markets. Anyone with 2 Bitcoin could just set the price to whatever they want. They could empty the buy order book for 2 Bitcoin. They could empty the sell order book for 2 Bitcoin. The last I looked at it, like 2 days ago. Which means, like, you could get a great deal if someone just dumps 2 Bitcoin worth. Or you could get, like, I have no idea, right? It's an illiquid market. It's totally, I don't even know why people are talking about it. 15 grand a day, it was nothing. Like, when you say as large as you can, does that mean all in one stake? Well, there's this thing called bigger pays better bonus, and you make up to 10% more shares if you max out at 150 million HEX. So there's a 10% bonus if you hit 150 million HEX. If you hit 75 million, then it's 5% bonus. So that's what bigger pays better does. Now, if you value flexibility more, then you might want to make a CD ladder where you just have stakes expiring at certain times, and then you've got a recurring income, right? Passive income. I mean, it's not really passive because you have to mint the coins, but it's not that much work, right? How did you decide on the 500 million transform bucket thing versus on decreasing or having a shorter period? Well, there's only 3 ways to do it, right? So you've got a world where no one has any coins, and then you have a target amount of coins you want to have a unit value, right? So in Bitcoin, because the price went up, 2 million X at one point, when you want to buy something with it, you have to use decimals, 0.00000 something Bitcoin. Now you could use millibits, but just it doesn't work. No one's using it. So whatever people start using, they tend to really want to keep using. Check out the lack of the metric system in the United States. We use the non-metric system. Why? Because it's just what we started with. People stick with it. Well, cryptocurrency units are rather the same issue. So if you want to, if you plan to be the most valuable cryptocurrency in the world and go beyond what any other cryptocurrency has ever done, you got to plan for having a lot of economic value there, which means you need a lot of units. So that when people buy stuff, they can pay 10 hex, 20 hex, 30 hex, 5 hex, things that make sense, things that are easily to reason about. If you don't have enough digits and you don't have enough units, then you're paying decimals for stuff, 0.0 whatever, and no one wants that. Nobody wants to pay decimals for things. It's a terrible user experience. So that's how we decided on how many coins we wanted. Like half of the top 10 cryptocurrencies have billions of units, and so we also have billions of units, technically hundreds of billions of units. So we're going from no coins to, let's say, 600 billion. Now it might be 540, it might be 740, somewhere in that range. So let's just call it 600, right? So if there's 600 billion coins in the future after day 353 and there's 0 coins now, well, you got to decide who's going to get those coins, and you got to decide when they're going to get them. And so when the system was originally designed, we were going to take all the unclaimed coins and give them to the early guys. And what happened was the early guys were getting like 5,000x the first day, 2,000x the next day, 500x the next day. And it's totally unfair. It's totally unfair for someone to get in a day earlier than you, and just by being a day earlier have 10x more than you have. That is bullshit. That is not good. It's not good. It's like going to a Subway sandwich shop before they're going to close, and they've only got time to make 2 sandwiches, and the guy ahead of you, he gets 2 sandwiches even though he doesn't need them, just so you can't get one, and then tries to mark it up and sell it to you, the second guy. That's bad customer experience. That makes you not want to go to Subway. And the Subway sandwich shop didn't make any extra money. They made the same money. They just made 2 sandwiches. And the guy in front of you, he just screwed you basically from cash. That's not good, right? That's bad. So we tried to flatten out the ratios so that the early guys didn't run away with everything. They're still going to do amazing, right? Share price only goes up. They're still going to do amazing. But they didn't need to do 100x, 200x better than day 2 guy, right? So how do you solve that? You solve it so the big payday is at the end instead of every single day, and amplifying and making a snowball of the early guys, right? So if you push it to the end, now you've got this opportunity where the early guys still have an advantage and they're doing great and they're happy, and you've still got meat on the table for the later guys. And so you're going to end up, in my opinion, with more economic mass. So having this period of 2 years of demand emptying out in one day, and then now we've got lower demand because we're building it up every day instead of having 2 years of it just waiting, right? And then those guys can DCA in because they feel like they can get a better deal now. So you're going to get a little bit more out of those guys, I think. And then if we've found a plateau here and we start to get that ramp where it's always more expensive, well, great. Like then it's even more accelerative, right? Because people like to buy things that just went up. They don't like to be They don't like to be value investors. Most people want a FOMO and they want to buy something that already went up. They don't want to be value investors and buy the thing that just went down. It's just how it is, right? They want a FOMO. So If you get a bottom and you start showing price appreciation, then you're going to end up at the end, right, where there's still a lot of mass to give out. There's still a lot of coins to give out at the end because you didn't give them all at the beginning. You're going to be giving them out at a time when they're worth more because more people are aware of the project, because you've had a year to get virality and messages in front of people. We got a referral program and people are putting the word out, right? So that message is going to be the minimum now and the maximum later, right? So every currency, every idea starts with a single person and then spreads out. So cryptocurrencies, for the most part, start kind of the same way. Nobody knows about them, and then lots of people know about them, and then the price goes up, right? So I think that you're going to, on the whole, get more economic energy into HEX by either using a more flat system, kind of, which is what we have ended up with here. But towards the, as the days tick, the supply does go down more. So we'll see. We'll see what the numbers look like towards the end. It feels like we're getting about 1,000 Bitcoin a day claiming, but it might be more. Maybe it's 2,000. So I used to quote we got 130,000 Bitcoin claimed, and now we've got actually, I think, 140,000. We've only been around for 5 days, so maybe that's 2,000 a day of claims. Let me look it up. t.me/hex stat. Let's click it. Let's go down to the bottom. So right now we've got BTC claimed 140,638. Yeah, so we've picked up, I guess, at least another 10,000 Bitcoin claims over the last day or two. So maybe it's 1,000 a day, maybe it's 2,000 a day, something like that. You'll have to watch the numbers, right? You can go on the same site I'm on, t.me/hex stat. Not stats, that's another site that talks about Bitcoin, HEX. So HEX stat is the one that I think is updated more often. I know it's updated more often. But check out HEX stats too if you want. I mean, they publish cool stuff there too. There's so many things going on at HEX. It's exciting. Just today, CoinMarketCap listing. Just today, someone linked me to the Ether Delta link. So we're on Ether Delta too, another distributed exchange. And there's just constantly new good news about HEX, and I'm very excited about it. So my assumption is that if you have the same amount of supply later, and you didn't empty it all to the day one guys, and they're still happy and all getting it anyway, well then leaving all that extra meat on the table for the later guys is going to amplify the economic energy to come in. Because imagine it this way, right? Imagine it this way. What if you gave out 99.99999% of the coins on day one, and then just gave out one coin at the end of the year? Even if you got an amazing appreciation, you've only got one coin of mass to multiply that against at the end of the year. So it doesn't work right. But if you have a more linear launch phase, then the early guys are going to get in anyway. You're going to have, you don't have the supply increasing, pushing price down. You have supply static daily. And then you've got more awareness. So you're getting more awareness times a large economic amount. And then it just, I think, will end up in a larger amount of economic mass. So this is comparing all the coins given out day one, all the coins given out at the end day. If you tried that, it'd be harder to onboard the early guys. You got to show the early guys some love, right? So you got to show the early guys the right amount of love. You got to show the late guys the right amount of love. And we already know that this launch worked wonderfully for EOS, and they raised more money than anyone in the history of crypto at $4.2 billion. They made more money than anyone else in crypto history using nearly identical launch system. Well, why fuck with a thing that works good, right? You better have a really compelling reason to do so. So we used nearly the same system, and so far it's working okay, but we're getting the same results they got more or less, and they had a little dip, right? And I published the charts. How could you not have a dip if you have one day where 2 years of demand is emptied, and then your next day is a day of demand? So you had 720 days on one day versus 1 day on one day. You're likely to have a dip on the second day. Yeah, someone asked if we're registering with CoinGecko, which I guess is like a CoinMarketCap. The same guy that did the market cap, I just messaged him like, hey, what about this? So if he enjoyed his experience getting us listed at CoinMarketCap, then he'll probably enjoy his experience doing that too. And I hope some people donated to him because, hey, he seems like he did a real good job on that. I love it when the community does stuff. Like this is a peer-to-peer network. You are the network. It is as good as you make it, right? You mint your own coins, you mint your own rewards. If you want good marketing, make it. If you want to be listed places, make it happen. Somebody said that I've been working with Bidesk. They messaged me and said they wanted to list. I said, cool. That's it. That's all. That's it. Like, there's not, they said, here's the link. And I'm like, thanks. And then I sent people the link. I'm like, look, it's listed. You couldn't possibly have a more hands-off relationship. And that's the way it's been with everybody. Yeah, people like to make up big fantasies. Hey, the Ethereum's going to get recycled in. Well, it's never moved. I guess all you guys were full of shit. Idiots. How about some apologies? Nope. Stupid people. Okay, hey, hell yeah, you're paying to get listed. Nope. Never paid, nothing. Not paid for an ad, not paid for an interview, not paid for listing, nothing. How about some apologies? Nope, no apologies. Why? Because they want to dream shit up and have a nice little fantasy and write fan fiction. These people have no dedication to the truth. It's disgusting. Like, I just don't understand it. The truth is interesting enough, right? We're making enough dramatic shit going on here with like, I don't know why you've got to make up stories. There's enough interesting stuff here. You shouldn't have to make up stories. Having $1 billion of Bitcoin claim is enough. Having 30 or 40,000 just stakes is enough. Having, 5 million in ETH in 5 days is enough. You don't need all this other fancy fiction crap. Why did you choose 3.6% inflation when a Keynesian model, a good economy, suggests 2%? Well, I just kind of looked at what Bitcoin had for inflation when it went to 20K. And it was, like about 4% or 3.8. I was like, yeah, well, what do we want? We want price appreciation after the launch phase. During the launch phase is great too, but after the launch phase is even better because everyone's got their stacks, right? So what we want is to have low inflation, and 3.69 is less than Bitcoin had ever had, even after it got to 20K. I think it's less than what Bitcoin has now too. It may finally be similar, maybe. But like, a few months ago, it was 3.8, something like that, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. So I like this 3. I love the number. It's probably my favorite number. And then 3 times 3 times 3 is 369. And it just, I think there's a rhyme that goes in there, like 369, cat drag wine, something along that, right? Like, so it rhymes. It's got geometry to it. It is a number lower than when Bitcoin went up to 20K. And it leaves enough meat on the table to really reward the stakers, right? So it's like, it fit all the parameters that I liked. That idea of like paying 2% inflation, there's a huge difference between rewarding people for staking and the inflation of the world's reserve currency. They're not interchangeable, right? So the parameters that HEX will have are going to be different than the parameters of the Keynesian good inflation model. And you could read the work of the person that invented that number. I published I think he just wrote a book, the guy that's actually responsible for that 2% number. He was on a committee that generated that number, and he's the reason that it exists. He just made an economics book recently. I tweeted about it maybe 2 months ago. I can't remember his name right now. Let's go here, down the list. Did you anticipate this much hate coming your way? No, I didn't. I expected some hate, but this is an unreasonable amount. All right, everybody. It's been good talking to you guys. I'm going to head out. I'm too hot. Go to pumpamentals.com and, get your free Bitcoin HEX. Get your free HEX HEX with Bitcoin. We're using a Bitcoin signature, and I don't know, like, enjoy the ride. We're at the beginning of something amazing. I'm very, very happy with where we're at. Talk to you later, guys.